but for me to be really happy with it, it has to look somewhat okay. And I don't know how to do that yet, so whatever I do, it always looks like ass, and I'm just like, okay, that's gonna have to work for now.
Yeah.
Well, some of the best campaigns in the world are done with really shitty maps.
True that.
That's probably a thing.
In the world.
Yeah, you
I
don't
mean,
have
back
to
in the
have-
old days, it was just pen, paper, and a bunch of lines.
Although I did get a bunch of tabletop audio stuff for it,
Back
so
in the
that's
old days.
cool. So I have a
Yeah,
bunch of music.
tabletop audio is awesome.
Yeah, I see what you mean by that now. I just sat there for like an hour just listening to a bunch of songs. Like, yeah, that'll work for this. And then just picking them out.
Watch a man. You should watch a man.
But yeah, maybe after the session or tomorrow or something, we can talk about that.
Yeah, that sounds good, man. That'd be a good time.
Talking about it, talking about it, talking about it.
All right, everyone's here, ready to go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm happy to use push it top because of the acoustics of this room.
That's great.
Good.
Honestly, it would be so much better if you weren't also lagging at the same time. Like you're echoing and lagging, so it just sounds absolutely terrible.
Echo, echo.
Yeah, it's pretty
This is
echoey.
what the Wi-Fi in the afterlife is like. Get used to it.
All right, so last week, on the last session of Dungeons and Dylan's
Dungeons and
Ballsy.
Dreidels.
Dungeons and Dreidels, that's right. Dungeons and Dreidels. So we had a scene here. Let me see.
There's a tile missing on the map. What the fuck?
What's up?
Not
There's a
sure if
tile
Oh, I
I'm,
always thought that was just a lake.
I'm not sure if I'm on the same map as you guys.
It's like to the southeast of Hondel.
Oh, yeah,
I
it
am
is.
not on the same map as you guys.
It's not that big of a deal, but I'm just like, why is
yeah,
there a
you
tile
guys should
missing?
all. Yeah, you should be on the same map.
So I'm looking at Fransport.
What is this?
Me?
All right.
Oh,
Are you guys?
Nope, that's
No,
not,
no, no, no. What are you
that's
doing?
not the thing
What are
that
you
I was
doing?
looking for. I was trying to put the tile back, but whatever.
No, it's
I'm
supposed to
looking
be
for
like
the right
that.
tile. Okay, that's fine.
All right, are you on the right map now, Slatota?
Nope. I'm not
Try
sure if
refreshing.
it's...
Refresh your
I
page.
manually just like threw you, like
Yeah, let me
in and
refresh.
out.
Alright.
Okay.
I see
So-
ocean, so this might be the right one. Yep.
Yes. Okay. I'm making sure. I might not have written down what we did last session. It's usually not like me, but
I know I had breakfast with Slatoda. That's basically the only thing I remember. And that's also
Right.
basically the only thing that happened to me.
Well,
So-
a princess was kidnapped.
yeah.
Well,
So
Yeah,
I
there's a
can't
lot of
remember.
stuff.
because Vernon doesn't care about that.
Was last session the one where we ended with Ragnar got the letter and he went back to Utsad, or did we do an episode after that?
I think so.
Last one was...
Last one, Ragnar left.
Whoa.
Yeah, Ragnar
What
left.
on earth was that?
Okay.
Can anyone hear me?
We have a ghost.
I can hear.
The man in the distance.
Stop deleting your browser history.
Is this what happens in college in China?
I guess.
Or well, in Macau?
College.
I legit thought nobody could hear me, so now that's why I did that, and then magically people could
We
hear me. So I did
We
this.
can hear you. It's just very loud and annoying.
Oh, that's what Daylight Savings does for us, because his roommate hasn't fucked off to class yet.
Thanks, farmers.
So, yeah. So I do have notes. Good. So, Leah and Dolok scooted off into an alleyway in the middle of the night, in the middle of the rainstorm that was going on, and Leah had a big chase scene where she essentially threw off some thugs that were chasing after Anrod and the princess. She caught up to the princess, was not able to get her to stop, but did get her attention a little bit. And then a fight ensued where Leah, being her sneaky self and using the lighting to her advantage, was able to pick off these two thugs. On your way back to the Silver Dwarf, everything seemed alright. Martha went to the kitchen to make some broth to warm up everybody's bones when they got back, and Conrad had made a hasty escape. So after some investigation and going into the sewers, it was found out that he is a part of the syndicate. So a discussion ensued after that point between him and Martha, and yeah. And then after that, Ragnar was met with a very disturbing cacophony of sounds coming from all around him. He did get a letter. Ragnar got a letter from one of his superiors in Volstad, and it asked him to essentially station himself in Utsad as the governing force there, and to protect the peace and to uphold the law and things like that, which he did decide to take, and he left for Utsad. Also, Throm went to the marketplace. He noticed there was a heavier guard presence in the morning. He was unsuccessful in looking for magical equipment, but this was between the session. I don't know if you guys looked in the RP section, but he essentially found another shop, and he has spent a decent part of the morning walking around, exploring the city marketplace, and essentially looking for goods and valuables and whatever it is Throm's heart desires. So I suppose we will so I suppose we'll pick up there. So Throm, you're out doing what we RP'd right now. Martha
Yes.
and Conrad are kind of just coming downstairs. Conrad's hastily trying to deal with waking up early or waking up late and not opening up his shop and whatnot. Zlatota and was Vernant, right? Went to go have breakfast at the other inn when they brought it was the breakfast brigade.
Yep.
Yeah,
And
the
Throm,
breakfast
I don't
breakfast.
remember what Throm was doing. Did you have breakfast, or you just stormed off to your room? Oh no, you're in the marketplace. Never mind. Sorry.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember in last week's game he did show up when we were having breakfast, but we could just retcon that because he's at the marketplace now.
What's showed up
No,
and left back?
Yeah, I mean he's gonna be at the marketplace for a little bit, because he's
Yeah.
doing his thing. So Eldrin, I'm not quite sure what you were doing. Did you just go up to your room?
Yeah, mostly. Just had proper swoop, examining the dagger that read me that I kept, and then just just kind of doing my own thing. nothing really worthy of mention.
Okay. So you're off doing your own thing, and Leah, you awake, groggily, cold, shivering, in the alleyway.
Didn't we already do?
What was
Didn't we already do this? Didn't we already do this bit last session where I wake up, I go to my criminal contact and all that?
Oh yeah, that's right, you did. That's right, you did. I didn't write that part down.
And two words just suddenly pop into your head. Alzheimer's. I know.
Do you say 2 words?
Yep, just said the second one very quietly and ominously.
Alright.
You know.
Okay, so yeah, that's right, you did that. So we'll say you're kind of doing that while Throm is doing his marketplace bit. Which makes sense, because you had to like go find your contact and you guys chatted it up a little bit. Remember that you did not get a long rest and you have a point of exhaustion.
Yeah, I remember that.
Okay. Alright, so I suppose we'll start there. So, Zlatota and Vernant, you guys are having the breakfast of your lives, bringing a bunch of business. You guys are chatting it up.
Yeah. Okay. So where exactly do the lizard folk hail from?
Many places. My clan, we are currently in the swamps to the northwest.
So you're from Nordvinden then?
I'm a bit northern of Utsad, not the north.
Nordvinden is the continent. But, yes. Okay. I'm from a nearby continent known as Inglod. It's cool.
Let me make everything a bit louder because everything sounds really quiet to me. Alright.
But I'm from a nearby continent called Inglod. It's a bit, very different from here, but I came here because I heard so many tales of their great warriors and everything that's going on here. And well, it happened to be where they decided to drop me off.
And are you counted as a great warrior from your place?
Probably not. I haven't had the
Making
time to check.
Making sure, because with yesterday's showing, just need to make sure what the standard for great warrior is.
I'd never been cornered quite like that before.
Well, at least it was people, not owlbears.
Interesting.
Brom sneezes.
Have you seen an owlbear?
I'm just gonna put my shield up on the table. Yep.
Oh, I don't know how I didn't see that. Well, must have been quite the fight.
It was a fight. I was awake for part of it. Awake longer than you with the thugs.
Yeah,
Ooh, sick
that's
burn.
likely.
And that is not a lie. I did wake up in the middle of that fight. I had 2 rounds awake.
So your big friend, the Dragonborn. What's his story, if you know it?
No clue. Met him on the way here.
Ah,
Found out he knows someone I know and has apparently been traveling with him. So I was actually hoping to go back there some point and see what's going on.
any man who can wield a sword bigger than me is somebody I'd like to keep on good terms with.
Makes sense. Though, not sure how much that counts when the other person's 7 foot. I think almost any sword he holds will be bigger than normal people.
I suppose that's true. I don't really know where I'm going from here. Hopefully I'll have some kind of company.
Well, guess after we eat, just go back over to that other place. I didn't even bother looking at the name.
I meant in the world scale of things, but that'll work.
Okay, so as you guys talk back and forth and get to know each other a little bit over a nice meal,
Mhm.
Martha said she would like to head to the marketplace. So, Martha, you notice the same as Throm. There seems to be like a heavy guard presence today. They seem to be like looking for something. Like there's quite a few patrols. They're just looking around.
You know how sometimes you get nervous when there's police around, even when you haven't done anything?
Yep. Sure do.
Shit.
That's very fast. You're please get yep. I haven't done anything yet. Agree. I definitely agree with him.
Sorry.
That
Anything else? Sure do. Sorry, go
Okay.
ahead.
Needless to say, she's. Whew, give me a second. Got tears in my eyes. Okay. Yeah, she's. Anyway, she's going to just look for some better ingredients, maybe some nice exotic spices, some more sugar. Does she see Throm at all?
Probably not. Just given like he was out a lot earlier and where he is right now, like yeah, I don't think you would have seen him at this point.
Well, shoot.
I mean, you can feel free to like if you're actively looking for him, I suppose.
Yeah, not like hiding. You want to.
Yeah.
Yeah, she wants to find her lizard friend.
Okay. Are you actually going to pick up stuff like the ingredients, or are you just looking for Throm?
She'll grab some stuff. Let me just double check the prices here. All spices, 5s. I'd say exotic spices would be like, what, a couple gold a pound?
Yeah.
I'll just say 3 gold for exotic spices. And what should I roll to look for Throm? A perception? Investigation?
Yeah, go ahead and make an investigation check. So you take a little time and you go around and you you spend a little time, you're digging through various ingredients and things like that. You're like, oh, this looks nice, and blah blah blah, and going around for a while. Eventually, because you did have a later start anyway, and Throm had went out earlier, you begin looking around for Throm. And as you're looking around, clear as day, you see Throm walk out from like a back alleyway into the market square that's busy. It looks as if he's like holding a piece of paper of sorts, and like as he's walking out, you just see him like he's folding something and putting it in his pocket. But it's very
she's going to
easy
go
to
over
see.
and say hello. Throm, long time no see.
Aha! Martha! Yeah! I'm gonna take her up in a big dragon hug. Not a bear hug. Aha! It's good to see you. Yes.
She sort of squeals at that. She looks very happy to see you.
So, what are you doing out here this time? What are you doing out here at this time?
I've sort of become a housewife for hire at a local establishment.
Oh, yes.
Yes, I'm working at the Silver Dwarf with the owner, Conrad. He's a very sweet man. How are you? Are you doing okay? I hope wherever you went, it wasn't too difficult for you.
And Prom kind of rolls his shoulder, remembering that cheap shot to the back. It was fun. I got to my boundary, turned in, and I made my way back here.
Well, that's good. Where did you go exactly? I mean, you were gone for quite a while. I'm guessing it was pretty far away.
It was, but the person playing me doesn't remember the name of the place. Because I don't, out of game, remember where I went.
You went to Motorbjorn.
Was it Mortarbjorn? Thank you, Horse in the Sky. I went to Mortarbjorn.
Oh. Oh.
Yes, I went there to drop off a bounty.
Really? Never took those town people for people to have bounties.
There are all sorts.
Fair enough.
But I did find something in Mortarbjorn. And I'll reach into my bag. Maybe it's something you're interested in. You're a baker. And I'll pull out that old book that I found when searching through that abandoned house in Mortarbjorn.
Okay, one second. You pull out that book and she immediately faints. Like her face goes pale, her eyes go back, and she just down on the floor.
People on the streets begin to, they stop and they look just worriedly.
I look at the book. I look at Martha. Look at the book. Look at Martha. Look at the book. And I just kind of gingerly put it back in my pack. Like, not trying to look at the book. Just, and tuck it back in.
Let me just make a constitution save to see if she actually gets out of her stupor.
For like some...
Okay, she gets up pretty...
Martha!
Where did you get that?
This book? Well, I'm afraid to take it back out, but...
No. Hand it over.
Sure.
She takes it and she sort of flips through it.
Mm-hmm.
Where did you get this?
Yeah, by the bounty, it was in an abandoned house. I had to drop it off in.
No one's... She sort of stammers for a bit. No one's supposed to go in there. That's holy ground.
Nobody stops Thrum from doing anything. I'll reach into my pack and, since these things seem to be important to you, and I'll pull out, like in my fingers, the music box that I picked up as well. I don't know.
I guess it's fine. You didn't know what it was. She gingerly takes it and puts it in her bag. You'll have to excuse me, Thrum. I think I need to go sit down.
You be careful, Martha.
Right. She sort of pats him on the shoulder. It's like, thank you for the gifts, I think.
You're welcome, I think. You go sit down. Get something. Get some alcohol in you.
I think I do need a drink. I might just head back to the Silver Dwarf at this point. Well, you know where I am if you want to talk more. Once I'm not so shaken up, I'm sure we can talk about things.
Of course, you've got my interest now.
I, yeah, I suppose you deserve an explanation, but just give me a bit, okay?
Yes. One question.
Of course.
The man with the bird mask. Do you know who that is?
Man with a bird. I saw one back when we were in. God damn it! I forgot the name. 1 second. Ustad. Not like we were there for multiple sessions or anything. No. I remember seeing someone like that in Ustad. It was a white doctor's mask from like the plague. Um, it. I remember while I was bringing that dead child back. I saw him in the corn. I don't understand why he would be there though. I mean, I guess if he was also looking for your bounty was the necklace, right? I think you told me that.
Yes. The one that saved you.
That doesn't make sense though. Why would he go if he already paid you to get it?
I don't know, but I feel I'll have to find him again. Me and him need to have a conversation.
And he was in the abandoned house.
Yeah.
Well, I guess any sort of irreputable person would go there. I mean, no one enters it. Makes sense.
Yeah, this is true. This is true. It was abandoned, so. Well, it's fine. We'll talk about it later.
Of course. You have a good day, Throm.
You too, Mark.
She's just going to sort of do a polite curtsy before scampering off to the Silver Dwarf.
Tharm's gonna pat the pocket with the map. Oh, yes, yes. And he's gonna kind of jog off to the alleyway that he needs to head to.
Okay. You do so, and you see there are quite a few guards by the time you get there. Again, going to the other side of town, like, you're just blasted with the smell of salt. Like the cawing of gulls. And you see just a lot of foot traffic. People are moving stuff in and out, in and out. Travelers are coming in, ships are going out. This is definitely the same area you were in last night. And as you get to where it's circled, you're like kind of gauging by, you're counting the streets and you're like, yes, over here, And by the time you get there, you realize that this is the spot that the two people had crossed your path, and you had taken down the thugs.
This looks familiar. Yes. I'm gonna, I guess, actually, I'll use my ears to the ground feature, my background, and try to glean some information from maybe the populace around, maybe a few guards who don't mind blabbering on. Maybe a few people standing in the shadow, the rough and tumble like people, and see if they seen anybody pass that way, just to give me a general direction of where to head to.
Okay. So, go ahead and make an investigation check.
Gotcha.
And, so you begin to talk to various people. Most don't seem to really know what's going on. They just know, like, there's heavy guard presence. Like you're not quite sure what happened. You do gleam off a couple of the people that are like kind of just like almost like warehouse workers. They're just like really jacked and they're just like moving crates and stuff. You pull a couple of them aside and they said that hey, we've been here since morning, and well, it's just a mess, blood everywhere. I don't know. It must have been half a dozen bodies at least. And he points you over to the way where you guys were last night. You can still see now that you're looking for it. You can still see some like light blood stains. It's been mostly cleaned up right now. And as you go through, there's one fisherman in particular that you get a hold of. Hey, what are you looking for?
Matter what? Who?
Who are you looking for?
Well, that's for me to know.
I see.
But
Well,
we just-
and he clears his throat a little bit. He kind of like cracks his neck to one side. He's just like this, like really scrawny looking. He's got like this scraggly white beard. Older gentleman. He's probably like in his late 60s. Yeah, I saw some stuff going down last night.
yes.
Well, and he like scratches his neck a little bit until it's like really red, and then he holds out his hand. Suppose I could tell you something for a price.
I'll look at his hand, and then I'll grab it in a tight grip and lift him off the ground.
Ah! He's just like dangling. This dude probably weighs like 90 pounds. Put me down, please.
And I'll set him down.
He grabs his wrist. Ow.
Now, do you want to talk or do you want to scream?
He breathes in like he's gonna scream, and he's. I
Finger-
suppose.
Oh, okay, because he's about to get cut in half. Just saying, I have a history of it. Okay.
As you reach for your blade, he's well. I saw quite a few figures last night. I was up late, business and what have you. And I did see a curious thing. A young lady in a nightgown and a skivvies running off. It's the craziest thing.
Which direction?
Well, she, 3 or 4 maybe gentlemen were after her. They went over there, and he like points kind of beyond where, beyond like where the guards are and the bloodstains are. There's like you see like a little alley, and as he's pointing, you can see like maybe halfway down the alley, like one of the trash cans is like overturned, and then there's like some sort of T intersection or something. Like you can see to the end of the alley, and that's about it. And then it cuts off. Yeah. Strangest thing.
Yes. Well, and I'll reach towards my blade, and I'll reach past it, and I'll take out 2 gold and hand them to him, like slide it to him.
He like closes his eyes. Please, sir, no. And he's like holding his hands out like for mercy.
Here.
Oh. And
One for the information, and one for your silence. to make sure nobody else gets that information.
He kind of like bites down on the coin and tries to bend it. Okay, very well.
And I'll make my way to where he pointed me to.
Yep, and as you kind of like cut through, he's like holding his wrists. He's just like very like kind of like emaciated, lanky-looking guy with a scraggly beard, and he like just begins walking off towards the marketplace.
Should have killed him. Anyway, I'm heading towards the alley, I guess, with the turned trash can. Are there any guards at the alley, or are they're just like kind of around?
No,
in
but
general?
there's like a heavy guard presence here. Like there's probably 8 or so. They
They're not,
form
like-
kind of like a semicircle, and if you can imagine, like guards are in the middle. You have to go straight through them to get to the alley, and like off to the right is like where the people came out last night. There's like another alley off to the right, which is where you slaughtered all the people.
I didn't get to kill anybody. Okay.
The collective you.
Gotcha. See, I didn't slaughter anyone. No. Okay, that's fine. Then yeah, I'll head to the alley that I need to head to. I can't envision in my head right now for some reason.
Okay.
But yeah, that side alley.
All right, very good. You get a couple of sideways glances from some of the guards, but nobody stops you or anything like that.
Okay.
So you go down the alley. You go up to like where the overturned trash can is, and you see. It's just kind of weird. You see like some scuff marks, like on the side of the building, leading upwards towards the roof.
Someone's a climber. Alright. At least I know I'm going in the right direction. I'll stand up and I'll head down that alley. Just still looking around for
Okay.
any other type of clues, blood, scuff marks.
So you go down the alleyway. You look right. It goes on for maybe 10-15 feet before like veering off. You turn left and you see like there's more of a straightaway left, and you can see down the way what looks to be like just like something almost like reflective. You can't really tell what it is from here. You can just see like it sticks out, like there's like a ray of sunshine that comes down like just in the right spot, that it's like there's a bunch of shiny objects almost.
What the hell? Go over and I'll investigate it.
Yes, Zlatota. Go ahead and if you go to the cogwheel tab, you can hit on the top right, rejoin as player. So you're not a GM.
I did not notice that until just now.
Yeah.
Deletes all our characters before he quits the game.
No, I forgot. He was helping me with something. But anyway, okay. So
I was thinking that, but it was
as you approach, you bend down and you can see there's like all these like little ball bearings like thrown all about. You can see there's like one spot like kind of like in the middle of this like array of ball bearings where there's just like a small blood spatter, maybe like 4 or 5 inches in diameter, and a couple of like blood drips that go forward for a few feet and then nothing. Well, I mean, like there's the alleyway, but there's no like blood drips after that point.
I'll pick up a handful of them and look at them and kind of sniff them. So, these look awfully familiar. And I'll pocket like a handful of them. Does the alleyway still go further down, even if I don't see any blood or anything going further down? Does the alleyway still do?
Yeah, it goes down for another probably like 30 or 40 feet, and then it kind of veers off in a couple different directions.
Okay. I'll head down to the end of the alley and see if I can discern which direction I guess my charge went.
Okay, go ahead and make an investigation check.
Yeet.
Okay.
Yeesh. Skill I need most in this is
Yeah.
when I'm
So, as you're looking around, you don't see anything that discerns like from where you're standing. There's nothing that's like, you don't see any boot prints, you don't see any like, again, overturned trash cans, you don't see like anything out of the ordinary. You see like a couple of people off to like the left path that are just like hanging up some laundry, but besides that, like nothing that like sticks out, you know what I mean? Just kind of like a slummy area. So you have a path that's to the left, and then you have a path that's kind of like straight into the right.
Maybe I'll check from there and fly up a bit to the roof of this intersection and see if I can see anything up there. That
Okay, go ahead and make a perception check as you're flying up. Yeah, so as you fly up, as you fly up, you can see like there's a lot of like these roofs that are like very slanted, and they overlap in weird ways. Like the construction isn't super great out this way, to say the least. You do, however, you see that like some of the shingles and whatnot are like broken on some of the rooftops. But like besides that, like especially given the manner of like the condition of everything else, it doesn't necessarily pop out to you.
Mhm.
But again, you have your path that's like whatever is like the left path, and then there's the path that's straight to the right. And not like there's nothing that's jumping out at you as like discerning like yay or nay either of these paths.
All right. I'm gonna walk towards the people hanging stuff up while I'm on the roof, and I'm gonna drop down, not like on top of them, but just kind of drop down, catch myself on the glide at the end of it, and I have a question.
As
Hopefully
you
I
plop
don't.
down, you hear like a ha, and then he said, "Ah! What do you
Don't
want?
run!
What?
God,
No!
justice.
Oh God, no!"
Ah,
And you just see like
listen to me.
this poor like older rotund woman. She has just like this dirty like yellow-esque stained apron on, and she's just like doing her laundry, talking to must be a friend or a family member or somebody, as they whip around in terror as you flap down towards them.
Excuse me, sorry. Did not mean to frighten you. I am looking for a charge of mine. A young girl came running through, possibly here last night. Possibly being killed.
But possibly what now?
Possibly being chased.
Chased. There was a commotion last night. My husband and I, we heard it from the bedroom, but I'm not sure. I can't say that I've seen anything.
Oh, that's fine. Does it sound like they came through here? No.
No, it didn't pass by the window. Whatever it was. There's quite a few footsteps, but it was hard to tell.
Oh, that's good. That's good. That's good. Okay, that helps. Again, sorry for frightening you, and I'll take out like a few silver and hold them out to her, and a few silver for a friend if she's still out there. I don't know.
Okay. They graciously
Keep quiet about the big being here. Yes,
they nod and smile.
and I'll fly back up to the roof, and I'll head towards the other intersection that led straight into the right.
Okay. So as you do that, something like gleams, something catches your eye. So as you're flying over, you happen to notice like the broken shingles have kind of like a pattern to them. It appears to be like some sort of pathway, and you can see from the alleyway again something reflective coming from the like the ground level.
All right, I'm gonna circle down and then glide and land and see what I see.
You see like a green, like a forest green kind of cloak. It seems to be like dirty and damp at this point, and there's just like a silver clasp that's like shining brightly that catches your attention. As you look at it, you see just like these big boot prints that like somebody's like ran or stepped over this. Um, it's like kind of like sitting almost in a puddle. And as you look over, you see like a piece of cloth torn. It seems to be like a silky type of material, like almost like a silk or a lace or something. Um, but you do see they don't extend for very long, but you see like some footprints, like some larger footprints, and some smaller footprints that go like beyond this puddle point.
I'll pick up the cloak. Does the cloak look familiar to me, or is it just?
No, it's actually it's half attached to like a hanging line that seems like it's been like ripped or cut or something. Like the rope still kind of like goes like continues to go up,
Okay.
and this is like clasped to it, like it's falling
It's like somebody's
down.
laundry.
Yeah, it's just falling down
Gotcha.
like over this puddle, and somebody stomped over it.
Gotcha. I'll take that silver cloth that I noticed and eye it. And I'll follow down that alley in the direction I see the footprints heading.
Okay.
See what I can see.
So now that you know what you're looking for, it is a little bit easier. You see like footprints here and there, like scuffles on the wall. You do catch like there's a couple more like blood marks where it's just like a little tiny dot here and there. And you make your way through the maze. Go ahead and make one more investigation check, and Leah, we will pan over to you. So you get with your yeah, I know, right? Dem roll. So Leah, you get with your contact, and afterwards, after you've gotten your information, I can't remember. Did you say you're going anywhere, or we just left it there? Like you got your information and then we panned out.
I don't remember if he said I was going anywhere, so yep.
Yeah, I don't believe. I think we left it there. So panning back over, so you get out of the establishment. You've just talked to Pula, and yeah, and you now have the information from that.
Right, so what is the information I got? Hello?
That's a good question.
Okay. For a second I thought he didn't hear me.
I can't remember what information I gave you. I thought I gave you something.
At the time, no. The only thing that happened in that exchange was just need to be careful, and that was kind of it. It wasn't really information; it's more of like just advice from my contact.
Okay. 10-4.
Right.
Yeah, he said. Oh, that's right. He said that he was going to have his people look into it. Like he was gonna have people like look for her. But I mean, you just talked to him like 20 seconds ago. At this point,
Yep. So this is still the day after the whole thing at night, right? Just double checking
correct.
the continuity. Okay. All right. Leah is going to see if she can get herself some paper and access to a pen or something like that. Basically, just so she can write.
Okay, that's easy enough. I think you might even have like parchment and charcoal. A lot of like the explorers packs and stuff have it. So I would say that's easy enough to obtain.
Right. For fuck's sake. Fuck's sake. There we go. Sorry, I was just opening my different windows here. Right. In that. No, you can make your last point. It's like playing multiplayer in the old days. You're playing one of these games, and your roommate and your fucking buddy just looking at your screen like, "What are you doing?"
Somebody's eating a mad bag of chips or something.
Right, give me a second, Dylan. I'm just copying something over to you. If my computer can stop lagging, that'll be amazing.
All right.
There we go. I don't know. It's just weird sometimes.
Hey Dylan, I was doing some with the cookbook. I don't know if you saw it in the
Right,
chat.
so Leah is going to put that on a note. I PM'd you a little something. And going to, sort of fold it a bit, like just, she doesn't, I'm not sure she has an arm or anything, but she's just going to fold it so it's not out in place, so, people can't just randomly read it out in the street.
Okay.
And she's going to head to the silver door, still, in her little disguise.
Okay. I don't believe you have your complete disguise. I believe you used it to wrap up.
Yeah, I have the cloth. I use the cloth on Dalek's leg, but some is better than none. I still have the mask, I still have the hood and all that. So, at a glance, maybe it's like if somebody looks into it. Yeah, they're gonna be able to tell. But at a glance, that's kind of what I'm doing because I'm not really looking to make any prolonged interaction in the Silver Dwarf.
Okay, so as you make your way through the city, there is a heavy guard presence this morning. If you don't want to be detected straight up wearing a mask and a hood, you'll have to make a stealth roll. And I would probably say, given that the fact that they're actively looking around and that it's in the middle of the day, I would have it at disadvantage.
Can I see this from from a distance, or is it like sort of just when you arrive there?
Yeah, this isn't just like you step out in the street and you're like, oh shit, I shouldn't have worn this mask. Like you've seen it already today.
Okay.
There's a heavy guard presence. Yeah.
Yeah. Then she would take off her mask and she'd still wear her hood, but it's more of like a regular thing, like not.
Yeah. Okay.
Kind of, just hiding your face from the sun, sort of thing. Not like you're trying to hide from everyone, like not a fucking vampire.
Yeah. Okay. No, that's fine. Nobody stops you. You're good.
Right, and she's only going to put on her mask when she sort of steps through, or like is beginning to step through the door for the silver dwarf. I guess that's what we'll do.
Okay.
Right. So
You step in. You can see it's pretty dead in here actually. Like more dead than it normally is. There's like not a soul here, and you can see Conrad. He's just like hurriedly like wiping glasses and like getting stuff ready. Like his hair's kind of all like in a tizzy, and he looks like he just rolled out of bed.
right, Lydia's going to try to sort of just make her way up to the where the rooms are. Hopefully not spotted. So I'm assuming stealth check, just in case it is. I'll just put one in here anyway.
Yep. Go ahead and do a stealth check. Because the rooms are like where his counter is and where he does all his business. The stairs to that is like maybe 10 or 15 feet away. So, okay, yeah. So he's doing his business and he like you see an opportunity, like you step through, he doesn't quite notice you're there, he's doing some stuff, and then he like walks out back, and in those brief, like 30 seconds, you just like make your way across and you go upstairs, no problem.
Right. Would I be able to sort of discern where the others' rooms are? So like, because I do remember that I left, I think, before they got their rooms, or at least went up to their rooms, but from just habits, or I mean, I could just sort of look around, I guess. I could kind of give a knock in there, sort of try looking through rooms and shit. But would I be able to find out where the rest of the party's rooms are?
Make an investigation check. Because you'd have to like look around, you know what I mean? It's shut doors, and you've pretty much pieced out, so you don't really know whose room is where. Okay. Go ahead and make Eldrin. You're still in the inn?
Pretty much, unless there's something else I should be doing. Because I'm not sure right now about what his next move would be, so I'm just trying to think about it.
Go ahead and make a perception check.
Perception, okay. Okay.
Okay, both of you guys. So, make another perception check, Eldrin, and make a stealth check, Leah.
Natural 20 came at the wrong time.
Okay. So, Eldrin, as Leah, as you're checking, like you're like trying to peek in doorways, you're trying to be stealthy. Eldrin, you notice like it sounds like somebody's like checking doors and stuff. It's like very faint, but you're also like meditating. It's very silent up there. Leah, from what you can tell, it doesn't seem like anybody's up here. Eldrin, you hear like somebody, it sounds like they're checking the doors, and it just sounds like very suspicious.
And I just be like vanish into mist with my natural 20 stealth check.
Okay. So
Okay,
as you stealth, so what are you doing?
What, me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're stealthing. Are you like opening the door and like checking it out, or you're just like sitting in silence?
I'm just like waiting for whoever it was to just open my door, and then you just analyze who it was before I start throwing Eldritch blasts at them.
So
And
Leah,
possibly deafen them.
as you're trying to check whose room is whose, you slowly like check the room, and your eyes meet Eldrin's eyes, like in a brief second. Like, yes, you opened the door and it was silent, but he was like meditating or whatever his stance was. Like he was looking right at the door, and as you open it, your eyes meet. You're behind the porcelain mask, so he doesn't see your face. Eldrin, you just see like maybe a 1 or 2 inch strip of a porcelain mask as somebody opens the door.
I just look at the figure and say, didn't your parents ever teach you that intruding on someone's privacy is rude? I'm not playing Elden once. Okay.
Right. Leah still got the mask on. So can you only see my head, or can you see more right now?
He can only see about like a 1-inch strip. It's like, because you're being sneaky about it, you're just trying to barely take a peek. So he just barely opened it, but like as soon as you opened it, like his eyes were already locked on your position. Like you're like looking up and like your eyes are already met. Again, you're behind the mask.
Okay, good. So right, again in the more teenage boy voice that I do, because again, not to bash him, but let's be honest, like 13, 14-year-old boys, they kind of sound like, you hear them over a mic, you can't really tell the difference. But no, yeah, she's gonna do the voice again, and she's gonna sort of very, it's, like, sort of an embarrassed tone, like, I don't know, sorry, I kind of got lost along the way, and I was looking to see if I could find someone.
Go ahead and make a performance check. And Eldrin, go ahead and make an insight check. Yeah, Eldrin, you've been around Leah for a long time. And like straight up, like this is Leah. Like this figure in a porcelain mask that's like, oh, I didn't mean, I'm just looking around. And no, this is 100% Leah.
I decided to look at Leah and just say, is this really a best act? Go ahead. Leave me to meditation.
13-year-old.
Yeah, no, but it was like a very like over the top, like trying to mask, and it was like very obviously.
Yeah, I got him.
All right then. So, Eldrin, what did you say again?
Essentially, I just said, is that really your best voice? Go and do whatever you're going to do. I'm just going to just meditate.
All right then. Eldrin is a cunt. He is a posh cunt. Away,
Coming from the person running around
with,
in a wolf mask.
away with you. You're hardly any worth my time. Come back when you can actually properly act. What a posh bitch. That's what you sound like to me.
I am a noble.
Goodness, too tired to deal with this. Oh, what's a posh bitch? Right.
Yes, the acoustics in this room is very, very good.
So, yeah. So he says pretty much, do what you're gonna do, and he goes back to meditating.
Last thing she sees before she closes the door is like me waving my hand.
Oh, before Leah closes the door, she's gonna kind of sigh, like, and she's going to sort of turn like serious enough, like she's gonna take off the mask, like she knows there's no point. They're just gonna go, should have figured this wouldn't work on you. Anyway, there might be some people stopping by soon. Just try to play along this time. I've got something in mind.
Well, that'll be fun. Anyway.
What? Why are you looking at me like that? Okay, that is a very nonchalant reaction to what I just said, but okay. I should have known it wouldn't have worked on you. Either way, there might be some people coming. Just try to play along. Okay. No, but okay. So Leah's just gonna close the door and she's gonna head to her room, I believe, because she had still paid for a room in the Silver Dwarf, so she's gonna try to get some rest there.
Yes, she did. So you plop onto your bed, just beaten and exhausted. You're still kind of like, you have like that aftermath of being cold for a long time, where it's almost like too much to be under the covers, like to be warm, but it feels so good. And you drift off to sleep. So go ahead and you get a short rest. We'll see how things pan out to see if you get a long rest, because you'd have to sleep until like tonight. So, all right. So you plop down. So panning back to Zlatota and Vernant. So you guys have a lovely breakfast talk. And you guys are finishing up. It is, like later in the morning, whatever, at this point. I say later in the morning, but like 10 or so. A lot of the people are finishing up their breakfasts, and a couple of them like pat you on the shoulder, pat Zlatota on the shoulder. Hey, thanks for the tip. And they kind of like, give you a hand gesture, like, thank you or see ya, and they head out the door.
I'm just gonna pretty much just nod to each person who does it. Just like, yep, no problem. This is.
We just sit here for an awkwardly long time after breakfast, just waiting for everybody to leave. It's like, yeah, we did that.
Yeah, I brought these people. Yeah, I brought this person too. Hopefully, this helps pays off that door I ended up making throw and break.
And I imagine eventually Vernon gets bored and he just kind of goes, I think I'm going to be off to check out the market square. Don't know what I'm going to get, but I have some coin. And probably gets up to do that.
And everything going on yesterday, you should probably check on the caravan I came with.
Alright.
Okay, so you head out to the market square. Is there anything you're looking for?
Probably just find a weaponsmith and see what they have. I mean, I'm not entirely sure what to do right now, so.
Okay, go ahead. Make an investigation check. And Zlatota, no investigation check. Like you know where your people are. Yeah, actually, Vernan. Okay, so you get lost for like a while. You're just kind of like wandering around the streets.
That sounds accurate.
And again, you notice that there's like a super heavy guard presence. And you're not quite sure how you got to this point, but you're kind of like in this weird back alley, and you look down the alleyway, and there's just like a bunch of like really hard-looking thugs, like all the way down. They haven't noticed you yet.
Oh no, not again.
But yeah, you just noticed like a pair. There's like two of them there. The backs are to you.
I'm making a stealth check, and I'm gonna get the fuck out of there.
All right.
I'm gonna try.
Yeah, one of them like, as you're like trying to stealth out, is like, and like goes to scratch his back, and for a second, like your heart stops. Like you're like, this is it. This is the end. Taken down in my prime by a couple of thugs. But no, that's it. They continue their conversation, and you step out, you take a few minutes, and find your way back to the marketplace.
You mean find my way to the marketplace in the first place?
Yeah,
Alright.
yeah. So,
yeah, I'm just gonna look for the most well-equipped weaponsmith I can find.
Hold on a second, because that took you a little bit. So,
oh yeah,
Zlatota. You find your people. You find their stall. And you approach them. They seem like business seems to be doing well at this point.
Did y'all hear the explosion at the docks?
Zlatota! Hey! And one of them hails you over.
Mototo. D5. Oh,
He kind of like brings you in.
Who is getting it off the bum?
Superman, like, grab the forearm shakes. We heard.
Yeah.
What was
No, I
that?
was just gonna
You?
say I was gonna return the handshake, but no, that was we actually went to see what it was. Make sure me and a couple others went to check, see if it was something we had to leave for.
Well, what was it?
Don't know for sure. Looks like thugs. Maybe possibly a starting of a fight between two factions or something. I'd keep a watch on the products, watch your pockets, watch each other.
He nods.
But
It is a must-do in this city.
yeah. But how has the sales been? Anyone come by for those owlbear bits?
We got a couple of takers. And he holds up like a sack and like jingles it, and it seems like it's like fairly heavy with coin. He gives you a big grin.
And as he starts raising, I'm just gonna hand over his, lower it back down behind the counter. Watch each other.
He gives you a grin and he like looks around like with the just kind of like a shit-eating grin on his face, nodding, then looks back to you.
Alright. Looks like we'll have quite a bit to return home with, or at least you will. Do you were you on the caravan with that Martha, the albino human? Do you remember her from, what was it, 2 trips ago?
Albino, you say?
Very light.
I think so. I think I remember her.
Made the stews with the bits, chicken guts, feet, everything the elves wouldn't eat.
Those pompous elves, eh?
Hmm. But ran into her. Seems she's traveling with others. May travel along. They were the ones I helped that came with me to the docks. Apparently they were, at least they might have known some of the stuff that went on in Utsad. May be fun to see where they go.
Well, best of luck to you, brother.
Best of luck.
Continue
Just gonna
the
give him
hunt. Survive.
no.
And he looks at you very sternly.
I'll do my best, but make sure someone knows when I go, because if they bring as much trouble as those as they did with the owlbears, it may be a very slow trip. With just basically clap him on the shoulder, and shake his hand, getting ready to go.
Yes. Well, we will see you again one day. Bring honor to your name. Bring honor to our name. And he kind of like puts his hand to his chest like a whoo.
No, repeat the action. And go ahead and go.
Alright.
I'll probably start. Let me see. First things first, I'll probably stop by a weaponsmith or anywhere I can grab some arrows. Got to restock.
Go ahead and make an investigation check.
My +0.
You know what?
As long as mine is one.
That's enough.
You're in the
Yeah,
middle of
so
a market
it-
square. You found the smith.
Yeah, it takes you like a few minutes, but because it's fairly busy at this hour, but you go around and you find the like weaponsmith, and in the smithy, yeah, you do see all sorts of stuff. There's like a little bit of everything here, but yeah, sure enough, there are arrows.
I'll go up to whoever's at the counter. Just I don't know who's running this smith.
You see like a pretty bulky kind of like orcish gentleman. He's working the smithy kind of, but it's like out in the open to the point where like he can see guests come in. So when he notices you're there, he kind of like stands up and takes off. He has like a large pair of gloves on and puts like a pair of tongs aside.
Yeah, I'm just looking to restock first. Need some arrows. Probably buy another quiver with some more arrows, since it'll be a long trip.
Hmm,
So it'd be
very good. And he like gestures over, and you can see there's like a kind of like a barrel that's been like cut in half, so the arrows kind of just barely pop up, like the tips. And there's probably about, I don't know, 100 arrows or so like in this barrel. You do see a couple of quivers hanging up just loosely by the strap.
no. Yeah, I'll grab one of the quivers and 22 arrows because it'll fill up the one I have and fill up another quiver.
Okay. Is there anything else you're looking for, or just that?
Let me look real quick. Oh, you know what? I'll look around to see if he has a good scimitar,
Okay.
or not a scimitar, a good rapier.
Okay. Go ahead and make just a like an investigation check as you're looking through. I mean, I suppose you could ask him.
Yeah, I'll just. Do you have any good rapiers? Something. I mean,
Well, yes, we have a couple of fine blades. Come this way. And he like wipes his like, he's got like super nasty hands because he's like just working the smithy. So you kind of like put your arrows on the counter and the quiver, and then he shows you over. There's like a rack that has, I don't know, maybe 10 or 11 blades or so. And one of them, he pulls out a rapier. I don't have a scabbard with this one. Just the blade. And he hands it to you.
I'll just. I guess go ahead and check it out. Balance. How well it's. Just see if I can check how well it's made.
Yeah. It seems. I'm trying to think. Have you, just metagaming wise, have you used rapiers? Like, is that one of your weapons that you use?
Yeah, I can use all weapons.
Right.
I've had
Okay.
some of them are a bit rarer, like long swords, the greater swords we don't use quite as often because they're bigger, harder to keep from rusting in a swamp. But the smaller bladed short swords, rapiers, spears, a bit more common because they're smaller, less risk of rust. Can take care of them longer.
Right. Yeah. So as you're doing it, the weapon seems to be of decent quality. It is, well, to be honest, it's quite sharp. Again, it doesn't have a scabbard, but it looks very like I'm trying to think how to put it, like very shiny, like very polished.
And how much is this one?
That one without the scabbard. He kind of like crosses his arms. Yeah, I'd let it go for 75.
75. I'll hand it back to him, sort of gently, because 75 is much more than I have, and I'm not dropping this thing. Do you have any good quality, but not exceptional like this?
He shows you he has other blades, but that's like the only rapier that he has.
Well, can't afford that one, so I'll... That's a nice blade. I might have to come back for that later, once I actually get some good money on me.
Understood.
So for now, I guess just the quiver and the arrows.
Very well. How many did you get?
The 22 arrows and 1 quiver.
Okay, so that'll be 2 gold pieces.
Alright. No, just hand them over.
Okay, very good.
Put the 2 arrows in mine, and then 20 in the other, and kind of just strap that one onto my bag.
Okay. Very good.
I guess from there, I'm gonna... I'll probably head over to the Silver Dwarf. I know where that's where everyone else is hanging out, and I was planning to see some of them.
Okay, so you're walking out. You're like in the middle of the market square, and then Vernant. So you sneak away after a little bit, and you see Slatota. He like slings another quiver over his shoulder, and he's got like extra arrows on him. You see that he's carrying on him. He's just like walking down, like in the market square, like back towards the direction of the inn.
I approach him, and I go, "Oh, hello, friend. Did you go to see a smith?"
Yeah, just walked out, and I'll point over to it, just right over there.
I should have come with you, because I got a little lost, and there were some men who looked like they might have jumped me again.
Let me guess, another alley?
Yeah, and I start heading towards the smith that he pointed me to.
Well, I'll be heading to the Silver Dwarf, see if I'll run into any of the others.
Okay, that sounds good.
Okay, so what are you looking for, finally?
Originally, I was going to be looking for a rapier, so I'm going to ask about that, and I kind of know the answer that I'm going to get.
Yeah, so like right
So-
as you walk in, you see like this big orcish gentleman. He like just plops down, like, and he like starts to like put on his gloves, and he's like just about to do something, as, bling, as you come into the shop. Ugh.
Hello. I was wondering if you had a rapier or some other kind of sword that I could purchase.
He kind of gives like a, and he like gestures widely. Um, he points you. You can see like looking over to where he's gesturing. There's just like a rack that has blades on it.
All right, I take a look for some of them. I'm mostly looking for a rapier, but if I can find something interesting that is not a strength weapon, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean there's like a couple of short swords, a long sword. There's not a great sword. There is a like a warhammer, and there is a rapier.
Yeah, I look at the rapier and then and I ask him about it. So I go, oh, "This is a fine one. How much would this cost me?"
You're the second one to ask about that today.
Really?
Yeah,
Who's the other?
some lizard gentleman.
Oh. So the price.
I'll tell you what I told him
Uh,
though. No scabbard with that one. You have to get your own. But
hmm.
75.
Oh, that's a little steep for me right now, but maybe I'll come back for it after I do some jobs around town. And I kind of put it back, and then I take a look at the short swords. Are there any that look particularly interesting, or does this all look pretty standard?
Go ahead and make a do an investigation check. As
Okay, that's something I don't have -1 in. So
okay. They seem to be just like run-of-the-mill standard. Like they're not poor quality. They're just the rapier. Like as you're holding it, it seems like it's lighter. Almost is a good way to put it. And it's very like glossy, like shiny looking, and like the blade is. It does appear to be very good quality. And as you kind of like gingerly put it back.
yeah. There anything else interesting for a aspiring swordsman? Anything you could recommend?
Well, what do you got on you?
And I kind of look at my belt, and I have my daggers and my really overly fancy, obnoxious rapier, and then I have my buckler. So I'm just kind of like, oh, what I got on me? Rapier, a couple other blades. And then I also wear leather armor. So
Well, you seem to be outfitted pretty good. But
yeah, true.
if you're looking for another set of armor, something maybe a bit sturdier, we do have some. He points you over to like the other part of the shop. There are like various like plates, as well as like it's like pretty much all the way down. Like there's quite a bit of stock here. I'm not sure what you have for armor.
I have leather armor, and
Just-
I mean robes. I'm pretty sure can only wear light armor. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, studded leather I believe is light.
Yeah, it is. Studded leather and scale are both light. I'm pretty sure. Maybe scale's medium, I have no
Scale's
idea.
medium, I believe. I think studded leather is like the best you can get without going up. But he does,
Yeah.
he does have a set of studded leather armor.
How much would this leather here go for?
He looks over. That one, 45.
God damn it. Still too steep for me.
Well, how much you got? He kind of crosses his arms.
I kind of take a coin pouch from my side and I kind of pick through it a little, and I go, about 30 gold pieces.
Do you have anything to trade?
How much would two daggers do for me?
He kind of like gestures out like a come hither.
Yeah, and I take them both off of my belt and I set them down, scabbard and all.
He inspects them. They seem to be like new. Suppose I'd give you 2 gold pieces for both.
Not enough for that armor, I presume.
He shakes his head. What else you got on you? Anything?
So that's about all I'd be willing to trade. I think I'm gonna have to go and look for a little bit of work and maybe come back. But it was fine meeting you.
He kind of like gives you a hold on. Sorry, someone was talking to me. Okay, so he gives you like a hold on. We've been a little short-handed around here. Give me a hand with a couple of things, maybe over the next couple of days. You trade in give me these daggers. You trade in your armor that you're wearing. It looks like it's in good shape. I suppose I'll let this go.
What kind of work do you mean? I'm not very strong, but I'm good with my hands.
I'll show you what you can do. And he just gives like a sweeping gesture to like the smithy, and then like you see like off to the side of the smithy there's just like very like a workbench that has like various tools. There's like punches and like leather scraps and like all sorts of stuff.
Alright. I'm gonna try and help him with this then. Sure.
So he holds out his hand. The 30 gold pieces, the daggers, the armor you're wearing, 3 days of work, and it's yours.
I give him 29 because I round it up, and then I give him a silver piece and 8 copper pieces, and that's all I got.
He kind of like, gives like the one eyebrow up and then...
I didn't
Good
have
enough.
exactly 30. That was an estimate.
Good enough, good enough. He kind of like waves it off, and he holds out his hand.
And then I give him the 2 daggers. And then I'm like, I think I'll keep the armor until I have the other set.
You can have it now.
If that's a... Okay. So I change armor, and then I try and help him out with this. Oh, and the two daggers, I give those to him as well, but I mean, I never took them back anyway, so...
Yep, he takes them like behind the counter, and he kind of like puts them underneath the counter for now. And are you ready now?
Yeah. I don't have any other bonds as far as I can tell.
Alright. This way. And he brings you over and he begins showing you how to do some stuff.
Interesting. Okay. Do I have to make any rolls or anything for this, or?
Go ahead and make just a straight dexterity check.
God damn.
Yeah, you pick it up. You do. Again, he's playing to your strengths to help him out.
Yeah.
He knows what he's doing, and he's just having you do stuff that's like very like nimble work. Like you have to punch out, like with little like dies and punches and whatnot. Like certain leather scraps, like working with your hands, like doing like little meticulous things that it's like it's one of those things that's like 90% prep work and then 10% like
Yeah.
putting it together, right? And he's having you do a lot of the prep
Do
work
I,
to save him time.
Do I learn anything interesting? I don't think you're out to be proficiency or anything, but do I pick
Yeah.
anything up?
Yeah, it's surprising to you like how much goes into it. You're mostly like your first day, you're pretty much just like punching out leather strips is like pretty much what you do all day on the first day. And then we'll see how the story goes, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty much how you spend your whole day doing that up until like 7 or so. It's a pretty long day. See various people going in and out, and you're just like working hard, and you're working very fast, and he seems to like approve
This
as
is
you're
probably
doing so.
like the first time Vernon's ever did something this close to work in his life. But I don't imagine he resents it at all.
Yeah. So, okay. So Martha,
Yes.
you take a minute to collect yourself after your run-in with Throm. What was your plan after that?
She's heading back to the Silver Dwarf. She's... let me just roll a d20 here. She's going to sort of just suck it up for now and help Conrad with getting everything set up. It is kind of her fault he was late to open up shop.
Yeah, by the time you get back, there's not like a whole lot more to do. Like he's pretty efficient, and it's also like you took a little while. You went out to the market, and then you took a little bit to collect yourself, and you kind of had already helped him a little bit before you left. So it's not that he doesn't want your help or anything like that. He's just like he's pretty much got it at this point. You can still help him, but he's not like in need.
She goes over and smooches him. I'm sorry I had you start work late tonight.
Well worth it. Not a problem.
Oh, yeah. And he probably notices that something seems off. Her smile isn't as genuine as it usually is.
Did something happen?
Yeah. I'm fine though, dear. I'm fine. I just took me by surprise is all. I think I am going to cook some... Ooh, let's do some more of that sexy bread I did that one time. That's fun. I just need to get my mind off it for a bit.
Okay. Very good. We'll talk about it later then.
Of course, dear. And with that, she heads back. And I was going to use this time to ask you. I made a little thing for the cookbook. Because I figured, hey, a cookbook would probably give her benefits, you know?
Yep. Well, I kind of like had a little plan anyway. I was gonna say.
I already made something, but if you had something else,
go ahead. You do it.
There.
Yeah, that's actually what I was gonna do. I was gonna give you expertise in it anyway.
Okay, and then she looks for a recipe in the book, which is investigation. She finds nothing, so she's doing it like normal. Oh, thank God. She's wonderful anyways.
Yeah, comes out fantastic.
Yeah, so she's doing busy work. She's so used to making bread at this point, it's almost like a reflex for her. She doesn't even really have to think about it, so she's just sort of alone with her thoughts.
Alright.
I mean, there are probably a few pieces of bread that have like divots in it from where she might have cried on it, but other than that, she's fine.
choking here. Hold on.
I'm
Oh,
still
I-
waiting for Leah's unexpected guess.
Taking down in my prime by a glass of water.
I hate it when it goes down the wrong way. One time I managed to choke on air, of all things. That was terrible.
Necessary for life, but we'll take it with a moment's notice.
So Throm. Still choking. Hold on. Yeah. So Throm, you get a little lost in your investigation. It takes you a while. You do come across something, but like it takes you a while to investigate. It takes like several hours worth of like you going down, getting lost here and there, circling back. You do notice that this trail, like you start picking it up on the rooftops where like these broken shingles and things like that, and it comes out to like this like kind of pseudo plaza-esque area where it's like open. There's like a slight, like a mini water fountain in the middle. It's kind of like a little nicer than like the slummy alleyways, but it's kind of just like maybe this is like a little park and maybe everybody chips in or something. It's not super extravagant. It's just well kept, and you do see
Right.
various children are playing around like the water fountain. They're just like playing tag or whatever. But you do see like along one of the buildings, like on the perimeter, you see a bolt sticking out. And after you see the bolt, you start following. There's like a slight trail. There is some blood stains here and there in this plaza. And there's various exits to the plaza. You don't see any bodies at this point, but you see the bolt. You know something must have transpired here. But yeah,
Is that bolt specifically close to one of the exits or one of the other pathways? Like, is the wall that it's in? Is the wall that it's in? Is there pathway to like the right or to the left?
it's more like in the middle, I guess. Yeah, it's kind of like in the middle. It's sticking out. There's a doorway about 5 feet away. And like I said, there's just various exits going in and out. It's maybe 10 feet away from like an alleyway. But again, there's a lot of like going. This is like some sort of like central point.
Do I see any adults out, or is it just children?
Yeah, you see a couple of adults. You see what looks to be like a bearded fellow, maybe like 30, like early 30s or so, and he's just like kind of watching the kids and like leaning up against the building. He's kind of just like smoking a pipe and watching the kids.
All right, no nosy old ladies, huh? Okay. I'll make my way over to the bearded fellow. Hello there.
How's it going?
It's fine. And I'll kind of turn facing the children so he doesn't have to take his eye off of them. I'm searching for someone. A girl. Did you see anything running through here last night? I'll hold up the piece of silk like nightgown.
He nods like in a very like wide gesture, slowly. Not so much in agreement, more of like acknowledgement, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And I can't say I've seen a woman like that running around.
Can I insight check him?
What?
Can I insight check him?
Yes. Okay, that's what I thought you said, but I couldn't quite tell.
Sorry, I'm eating fries at the same time. If you're lying to me, old man, I'll kill you and these children. Let's see. A wheel hamburger. Children. 8.
Go ahead and roll it again.
Who keeps text? Oh.
Okay. At this point, he's like taken aback a little bit as you say, "If you're lying to me, I will kill you and the children."
Oh, that was not in character.
Oh, I assume that was in character. He
Sorry. No, that was in character, out of character, joking. I'm not going to actually murder him and his children. No, that's. But fuck it. You know what? I said it. Fuck it. We'll go with that.
no take backsies.
We'll take that. That was not.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he he smokes his pipe a little bit and then he like nervously kind of like taps the pipe and he's like shaking his hand a little bit. And at this, like he looks like he's really nervous after you said that.
I kind of lean down and look at him closely. You would not happen to be lying to me, would you? And I put my hand on the hilt of my sword.
Go ahead and make an intimidation check.
Completely unintentional.
He gulps and yeah, I seen her. Don't hurt the kids.
I look over at the kids and look at him. And give a laugh. I was joking, my friend, joking. Give him a pat on the shoulder and I'll lean away from him and take the hand off the grip of my sword. I'm kidding. So, what did you see?
And he just like he just gives you like a nervous laugh as you laugh. He kind of leans in. I've heard Tuck's men are looking for, and Dalton's men. Are you with either one of them?
I do not know either one of those names. I'm looking for her for me.
He nods.
Frankly, if I run into either one of them, well, I'll pat my sword again.
He like nods again, kind of in that same gesture as before.
Mm-hmm.
He points over to like there's like a little like archway that has kind of like some vines and whatnot, like just like a little bit of foliage. It looks like kind of nice, but like ghetto nice, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And like through that archway, there's a door into a building, and the whole face of this building is covered in vines. They go up.
There?
He nods. Don't tell face.
I'll put one of my talons to my lips. Of course. And I'll walk off. As I walk by the children, I'll reach in my pocket and like just toss out some silver.
They're all playing tag, and then they like, oh, and they like jump all over it, and they like one of them like one of the older girls, like she's probably like 10, and the rest of them are like, 7, 8, like just starts beating the ever living piss out of the other ones, like mine. And you see the dude like is nervously kind of like tapping out his pipe, and then he runs over. Hey! And he just like goes over and he like starts like disciplining them.
Yeah, I'll just give a grin over my shoulder. Then back to straight face, and I'll head towards that building that he pointed out.
Okay. So you do you just knock, or you just open the door and go in?
If it's unlocked, I'll open it.
Yeah, it's unlocked. Yeah,
Open it.
You open it up, and there's just like it's almost illuminating for a second as like you open the door, and there's kind of like a mirror off in the corner that's like not quite shining directly in your eyes, but enough to be like, reflective and shining. You're taken aback for a second. It looks like some sort of like small entryway, if you will, but there's just like an open door frame, and it leads into like some sort of like maybe den looking area from here.
I'll step in. Does it look occupied?
Yeah, it looks like it's lived in. It doesn't look abandoned or anything. And there's nobody in here. There's like a larger like sofa looking area, and then there's like it goes left. Like there's a room to the left. Again, this is like all open doorway.
I'll step in and I'll close the door behind me, softly.
Okay.
I'll peek into the room to the left.
Okay. You can see like straight through. There appears to be like you can see like a range. So it's like some sort of like maybe kitchen area or something. And to the left there's some stairs that lead upward. Next to the stairs, I was gonna say next to the stairs, there's like kind of like one of those, like little, like tiny, like Harry Potter closets, sort of, if you will.
Yeah.
It has like it goes along with like the slant of the staircase.
You're a wizard, Harry. All right. Do I hear any voices or anything come from upstairs?
Go ahead and make a perception check.
Harry Wizard.
Yeah, so as you kind of, you exhale slowly and you go like absolutely silent. You wait a moment, 2 moments, and you hear like a very soft like scuttle coming from upstairs. And just like just the tiniest poof of kind of like dust like drifts down in front of your face.
Might as well snap open like a reptilian. Like something just floated in front of an alligator's face. And I'll make my way towards the steps and then up the steps.
Okay. Are you going silently, or you're just trudging up there? As you trudge up there, you hear like the scuffling noise, like it gets louder for a second and then nothing. As you step up, there's like just like a very narrow, small hallway, and there's like a couple of rooms off, like one on each side. The one that would have been above you would have been the room on the left. Both doors are closed.
All right. I'll stand on the... Which side is the handle on?
It's on your side. I mean, there's... Yeah.
Right. Now, does the door seem like it open inward or outward?
It opens inward.
Okay. I'm gonna stand next to the door frame, and I'm gonna turn a knob and push it open, but I'm not gonna step in. I'm just gonna push the door open.
You jingle the handle, it's locked.
I guess we do this the hard way, Elaine. I'm gonna stand in front of it and kick the door now.
Okay, go ahead and make a strength check. No problem. You just like poof, police kick. It just like comes right off the hinges. It flies for like a couple of feet and just poof. There's just like a big poof of dust as this happens. And you see like in the corner of the room, kind of like slightly hidden, but now like shocked and easy to see. You see this like kind of slender looking girl, maybe like 5'6", 5'7", and she's like crouched down right now, but she has just like this very light blonde hair, like almost white, and she's in just it looks like a common set of clothes at this point. She's got like a shirt that's too big for her, and like a pair of pants that like hemp pants that have just been like roped like as tight as they can to stay on.
I'll see her cowering in the corner. And I'll walk up to her. Just doof, doof, doof. And I'll kneel down in front of her. I'll hold up that slip of cloth, looking around, trying to find any of the nightgown. Just like, ugh. I'll toss it. Are you Elaine?
No.
Your face sent me.
What?
I do not like to repeat myself. Are you Elaine?
No, I don't know anyone named Elaine.
Insight check.
Go ahead. Oh yeah, I was gonna roll, but like, no, like she is lying through her teeth. Like she looks really scared and she's like trying to poker face it. No. This is totally like, she's totally lying.
Just gonna kind of just sit there. I'm like kneeled down, kind of on my haunches, still much larger than her, head kind of cocked to the side. I'm just gonna stare at her.
What? What?
Still staring at her.
I told you. I'm not Elaine.
Lean in a little bit, still staring at her.
My name is Soraya.
Listen, I've been hired to bring you back to Gervais. There's two ways we can do this. You can walk out of here on your own 2 feet,
Wait,
or
did you... You're here with Gervais?
yeah, this is what I said.
Oh, thank God. And she you see like she genuinely like takes it like a sigh of relief and like rests her head against the wall. She just like takes a moment. Yes. I'm Elaine.
Ah, see? Yeah, Clive is sensitive. Not so hard, yes? Come. Now, the day is still out. I do not feel like killing a bunch of people this day. A lot of people are looking for you, you know. Tucker and Dote and yeah.
She nods. She gets to her feet. And she like dusts herself off. Hold on, one moment. And she goes to the closet and pulls out like just like an oversized hat, and she like rolls up her hair in like a big giant bun like to put underneath the hat.
Smart girl. But don't worry. Anybody comes for you, I pat the giant blade on my back there. I'll cut them in half, yes?
Sounds good to me.
Do you have a weapon?
No, just these. And she kind of like gives you like a fisticuffs stance.
I like you. I'll take my keen dagger off my hip and I'll hand it to her. I need that back though.
Okay. She nods. She gives you like another like 1 minute sign. She takes like another like an old belt that's in the closet, and she like straps it to her leg. And kind of like hides it with her shirt.
Is there any windows in there?
Yeah, there's the shutters are closed right now.
Windows big enough for me to fit out of?
Like if you break the window frame, it's kind of like a tiny window. It's like a tall rectangle.
Can I break the window frame?
Yeah, go ahead and make a strength check. No problem. So you burst out, looking directly like maybe 5 or 6 feet in front of you is like just the face of a brick building. Looking down below, there's like an alleyway. As you just like splinter and burst out, a bunch of wood that just like falls to the cobble below. What are you doing?
They're in the scenic route. I do not trust going through the front door. Too many people saw me come in. Come! Now, can I climb up to the roof?
Yeah.
So get down. I'll climb up to the roof with her on my back.
Okay, go ahead and make just an athletics check. Yeah, not a problem. So you climb up. Again, there's like vines going up this building, so it's like very easy to, even like in certain places where it's a little bit slick, where you can't get a good hand on the building itself, like you like wrap the vines like in your hand to pull yourself up. It doesn't take you too long. You're like about 3/4 of the way up the building anyway, like from when you burst out.
Gotcha.
Right as you get up top, you see like a couple of the kids run over curiously, and they're looking around to see like what happened over here. None of them seem to notice you, and like they just go forward and they're like picking through the rubble. The bearded gentleman like runs over and he like hugs the two kids, and he's like looking around suspiciously, and then he guides them off.
Sweet. And I'm gonna run off, and I'm gonna do a bit of a running across the roof, gliding across the roof type of deal, back towards the weapons master. Just kind of any big gaps I'm gonna fly over. Other than that, just running across on the roofs with her like hanging onto my back.
Okay. How sneaky are you trying to be?
I'm a 7-foot dragonborn with large wings and a girl on my back. I'm mostly just trying to get there quickly because, yeah.
Okay. So they're the way the city is structured, like you would have to, like there is one gap in particular that you would have to fly, like, oh, you know what I mean, like a large distance up
Yeah.
and over.
Mm-hmm.
And there's, like, you see, like there's quite a few people down below. Quite a few of them see you because you are, again, a 7-foot tall dragonborn, and she's, Elaine whispers in your ear.
Yep.
What do you?
As long as she's not, more than 240 pounds, then it should be fine.
Yeah, no, she's fine. She's light.
Okay.
But she, she's just like has her arms wrapped around your neck and she's like whispering in your ear, "What are you doing? Everyone can see us."
I don't sneak. If someone wants to fight, they can come fight. I'm going to get you back to Gervais as fast as possible.
She nods. I hope he's okay.
Yeah. Find the last time I seen him. I got this sword from him. And I'll pat the sword as I'm flying the top of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you make your way across town, very unstealthily. You walk up to the back alley shop, and you open the door, and with a little like, ba-ding, ba-ding, you see the shopkeep come out. Hello, friend. Ah, Elaine. Nice to finally meet you. And he kind of like gives a bow. I have word from Gervais. And she like dismounts from you and like runs over. Great. Is he going to take me then? And who's this gentleman? And he goes over. He's my friend. He owed me a favor. And he kind of like looks over to you and gives you like a nod.
Mm-hmm. No problem.
And then he begins leading her out back.
Wait.
Yes, friend.
Not you. Move. The girl.
Okay. And he steps back. Oh.
Don't you forget?
Yes.
Yeah.
And she takes from like out from under her shirt, takes the blade for you and hands it to you. I'm glad we didn't need it. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Be careful. If you need me, holler. His name is Throne.
She smiles. Okay. Throm. And she kind of laughs.
I like her. Okay. Oh, by the way, shopkeep.
Yes, friend.
If you're lying to me and something happens to that girl and you are not a friend, I will come back. I will kill you. I will find anybody that's your family and I will kill them. Yes? It will not be quick. And I just have a really serious face on the brink of raging like a barbarian, just so that he sees how serious I am.
He smiles. Don't worry, friend. You are heard loud and clear.
Okay, good to know. Yes. Oh, all right. Madam Lady Elaine.
She kind of like gives you a curtsy.
And I guess once they walk around the corner, I'll step out of the shop.
Okay.
And if he's not watching, I'll steal a weapon as well.
Go ahead and make a sleight of hand check.
I'm gonna step around the corner. I'll just take something.
And it's before you roll it. tell me what you would like to take. Because like if you're trying to like sleight of hand a great sword, that's a little different than like a dagger. You know what I mean? So
Maybe a rapier.
okay, he does have two. He has kind of like a cabinet that has like various weapons in it. Like there's a couple of like ornamental looking weapons, and then like that are like in a locked kind of thing. And then he has like the rest of the cabinet is just kind of like laying up like on display, like just like leaned up. But yeah, so go ahead, rapier.
This is for you. I don't know who it's for.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and roll, see if he perceives that. No way. Okay. Yeah. So they walk out. They walk out back, and there's kind of like a little like beaded, like there's just beads. There's no door, and he like leads her through. Right this way, Elaine. And you almost think like for a second like, oh shit, like he's gonna look back, but he doesn't look back at you.
I'll tuck it under my wing cloaks, and I'll like straight man walk out of there, like, you know, when you're trying to look too inconspicuous.
Okay.
And then when I get around the corner, I'll rush up. Oh, that was fun. And I'll head back. I'll head back to the Silver Dwarf, because that's where Martha said she would be.
Okay. So Zlatota was going to the Silver Dwarf. Vernant was going to the Silver Dwarf. I can't remember.
Sure.
Vernant, were you going to the Silver Dwarf after you finished your business? Oh, you had like the whole day. That's right. But I assume afterwards, like after your hard day of labor, you would go back to.
And I'm hoping I run into Martha run into Zlatota, because he's the one that I know best, and let him know that I have a couple of days apprenticeship to work on.
Okay. And so Martha, you were doing like the baking stuff. Are you good? Like you're just like helping out and stuff?
Let me roll another d20 to see how well she's holding in her emotions.
That one.
Would that be like a wisdom? I don't know.
1, 1, 1, 1, 1.
Well, that was 2 ones, but
She is just like, I'd say 10 is barely keeping it together. So she's sort of, she doesn't look happy, that's for sure.
some of the cookies are a bit saltier than usual.
Something's like a bit off. Like it's noticeable. Like you're trying to keep the poker face on, but there's definitely like something wrong, but you're not like.
Her hands are maybe trembling a bit while she's chopping up stuff or
singing poker face.
So Leah, you can go ahead and you can get a full long rest. You wake up and it's like dinner time. It's like dusk when you wake up. You're no longer exhausted. Eldrin, what were you doing? You got like whatever, like 6 hours or something.
Mostly trying to improve my skill with cure wounds, because that is very rough right now.
Okay.
Because I literally just like spent like a day or no, like a few days learning it. I applied it a few times and then just kind of forgot about it.
Yeah. Okay, so you're kind of like getting in touch with like the Fae aspect of like her energy, you know? Like
Yep.
the essence of her energy and learning how to manipulate it still. It's still just very new. It's different. It's again, it's just like a completely different way of using it.
And of course, by practicing, I mean doing it in a safe way where I don't destroy the entire room.
Right, of course. Okay. So, yeah, as you continue to train, go ahead and how many spell slots do you have? How many?
Two.
Let's put it this way. How I would say because you get to recharge that one time a day, right?
Or every short or long rest, I can
Is
get
it
them back.
every short rest, or you just get one short rest worth? I can't remember because wizards have an ability to. If it's every short
I
rest,
think it's just every. I think it's just any rest, and I'll get all of them back.
yeah. Well, you just let me know how many spell slots do you want to save because a short rest is like an hour.
I mean, it doesn't really matter, does it? Because I can just practice, rest for an hour, practice again, and keep doing that until the rest of them get back from what they were doing.
Right. So you do it a fair amount of times. Mostly why I'm asking is like, are you leaving off on a repetition where you don't have spell slots? Or you're like, okay, I now have my spell slots up, but it's like dinner time or whatever, and I'm done for the day.
Probably by the time that dinner time comes around, I'll be like, okay, that's enough practicing for one day. Let's go let's go see what the others are doing.
Okay, but the question is, are you leaving off with your spell slots expended, or you're like taking a rest?
No, taking a rest.
Okay. All right. Very
I'll
good.
make sure I have my spell slots by the time everything is,
Okay. So you come downstairs. You're like, just like exhausted, just mentally and physically from like trying to manipulate the energy. You come downstairs, and again, it's like everything is bustling at this point. It's dinner time. Everything's in full swing. Anybody else who's willing or wishing to partake in dinner may do so. Could say that they're either down there, on their way down there, and Leah, you wake up. You can hear like the sounds of some sort of like band or something playing. You hear like kind of like the sounds of a pan flute as you like wake up, just groggily, kind of like that fucked up where like again like you stayed up pretty much all night and like you almost don't know where you are for a second when you wake up, and then you're like, oh yeah, shit.
You're asleep. I think I should have made it.
Are you looking to go downstairs, or are you looking to do something different, Leah? Okay, so everybody else is downstairs. Leah's just waking up groggily, and yeah. So as you come down the stairs, Eldrin, you're kind of like, ooh, like wiping sweat, and you're just beat, and you can see at the bar quite a few of your friends. You look over and you see Conrad serving a couple of the guests,
Yeah.
and you can just barely like through like a crack, like just a barely like a crack of a view, you can see Martha like in the back, like she's cooking, she's doing something in the kitchen.
Yeah, I kind of forgot I had my headphones on, I had my headphones plugged in, so I was pressing push to talk, and I was like, why aren't you hearing me? I'm like, oh, right, I have to unplug my headphones for it to hear me. Whoops. This is awkward.
Yeah. So,
I was just sitting there like, why isn't he responding? I'm talking. I'm like, oh shit.
so Eldrin, so what are you doing? So you go downstairs, you see some of your friends are at the bar. Martha's in the back. You just hanging out, having dinner?
Yeah, I just walk up to them and says, "So, where have you all of you been?"
Who exactly are you speaking to?
Anyone really?
Um, I feel like Vernant does not really acknowledge you because he does not really know you that well yet. He just assumes you're talking to someone else.
Zlatota, you're there. Wherever it is that you would be. Martha's in the
Yeah.
back. Throm, I believe you said you were going there, right? Because you wanted to like see Martha and whatever. So
Yeah.
whether you're like sitting at the bar drinking or whether you're like,
Have I made it there by now?
yeah,
Okay.
Because I made it before both of them, so I was just gonna sit at the bar and wait. I don't know the party. I only know Throm and Renat. So
I imagine Vernon's is probably like he found some place to sit and he's just kind of mulling over some meat, cheese, and bread, just kind of exhausted after basically working all day for the first time.
So
For the first time.
Yeah,
yeah,
Story of my life.
he's a noble man.
yeah. You should have heard the mercenaries on the boat complaining the entire year he was on there.
Yeah. Nothing.
And I'd just be like, not in a talkative mood, whatever. Grabs a plate of dinner.
well, I bet they'll be complaining about far worse now. Conrad kind of like comes over and like leans up, like elbow on the counter.
I'm amazed that he has not asked for his dagger back yet.
I don't know if Conrad has like the. I don't know if he cares. I mean, he seems well off enough that the dagger doesn't matter that much. If I had to assume.
Yeah, but you don't just go and say, "Oh, someone took my dagger. Let me just go grab another one." And the guy beside me is a cuck.
from where I'm sitting, can I see Martha in the kitchen?
If you're looking around for her, I say yeah. Well, she I would say there'd be exchanges where she kind of like pops out a little bit or whatever. So you know enough that yeah, she's definitely back there.
Gotcha. My daughter friend, if you don't mind, I'd like to speak with Martha for a moment. Can I step into your kitchen?
As a friend of Martha. Oh, sure. Come on in. And he like opens up the little like cheesy like wooden flappy divider gate that they have.
Squeeze a bolt through there. Yeah, I got what you mean. Make my way to the kitchen. Martha!
Oh, she sort of almost drops what she was doing. Goodness, you scared me. Hey there, Throm.
Martha. That wasn't intentional. No. Martha. No? God, fucking kids.
I get it.
So.
The dreidel bunch.
He gets it. So if you want to talk about what happened in the marketplace earlier, you can cook and talk, right? I find like a piece of food in the kitchen, like snack on. Talking.
Martha hands him a potato peeler and points him to the potatoes.
I don't. What is this? I don't.
Peel the potatoes, dear. Then we can talk.
You have to teach him how to peel potatoes.
You take the blade and you run it against the potato to get the skin off.
Can I do a check for peeling potatoes?
Dexterity
Just
check.
do a straight dexterity check. Yeah, you
See, that
you
is
try
accurate.
you try
It's
and
like
find a
cleave it
way
in
to
half.
like muckle onto the potatoes, but these measly potatoes do not fit in Throm's hand.
She takes the potato peeler. Okay, new idea. Why don't you just sit there? Okay.
Okay.
When Dex fails, max out strength.
Pretty much. So,
It's a long story, dear, but you really shouldn't have been in that building.
I learned that the hard way. As I can kind of roll my shoulders.
It actually used to belong to a relative from a long time ago, about 200 or so years. This is one of the old owner's cookbooks, and that was one of the old owner's little music boxes. The point is, it's considered holy ground, but I think it was more of a tragedy than anything holy happening.
Really?
Just
What happened?
there was a necromancer that lived down there, and he sacrificed a child. And that angered the mother of the forest, Morderbjorn. And she went on a rampage because of it. So, going into that place, into that basement where the kid was killed, is considered bad luck. So, the entire village just sort of left the building there to rot.
I don't understand. The killing of sirelings is dastardly, even by my people's standards. And that's saying something. We kill a lot.
Yes. She's sort of flipping through the cookbook. I wish I could tell you more, but it's no more than an old story at this point.
It does not explain why you got so upset, though. 200 years ago. That's not something that should make you faint.
I wish I could tell you, Throm, but it's all a bit complicated. It just brought back really bad memories. A good thing it's still a good cookbook. Whoever made it really knew what they were doing.
This is true. I'm glad I saved it. I was going to use it for a firewood one night.
Oh, no. Please don't do that. That would have been terrible.
Yeah, the book got lucky. Well, Dharma kind of slap his knees and stand up. Whenever you want to talk about it, we can talk about it. Yes?
I'll consider it, dear. I just don't want anyone to think lower of me.
I think low of everybody, Martha. And I'll give her like a rub on her head.
Now, be careful. You'll mess up my hair. Took me forever to get straightened out.
Yeah. No.
Have you ever thought of getting a wig, Throm? I think you'd look dashing in hair.
Hair? I don't. He like touches his head. I don't even know. Do Dragonborns grow hair? I don't know.
Just a patch of scales, my man.
Okay. I don't think we grow hair.
I think you'd look great in a mohawk.
One day.
One day. Well, you have a good night, Throm. Nice talking to you. I'm sorry I couldn't really tell you everything.
It's okay. We don't all speak about our past. I told you all about the hundreds of thousands of people I've murdered, huh? It'd be a long, long week. But, okay. Bye, Martha. And Promo.
See you, Throm.
That
Also, she
was-
was not flirting with Throm. She was being a friend. There's a
Thank
difference.
you. Thank you for being a
People are
friend.
like, Tom, you would look good in the hair. You look really good.
Driving down the road and back again.
She can look at the menu, she just can't order.
This is true. As I'm leaving the kitchen, I'll grab like some meat or something. And just kind of hear it and shove it in my mouth before.
Throm, you're going to have to pay for that.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Why every time you leave a room do you have to steal something?
It's
That
way
a
of-
She just sort of
thing?
shakes her head and goes back to cooking.
Because every time he took a sword to the wall to go, Throm was here, people got upset.
Exactly. All right, I'll make my way back to the bar. Claps left tilt on the shoulder. Not say anything, just clap on the shoulder. Just friendly gesture.
I'll just nod. Anybody here you recognize? I don't know the rest of the party well.
Are you talking to Vernon or somebody else?
To Throm, since he just
Okay.
clapped my shoulder and sat down.
I imagine I'm nearby you. So.
Yes. Oh, well, that right there, the skinny man. The skinny is Eldrin a F? Elf? F.
Yes, he
The
is.
fuck is that?
He's an F.
Yeah,
He's an
he's
F. He's not a half an F. He's a whole
No,
F.
he's a left.
He's not a half F. He's just an F.
He's a son F.
A son of F. Okay, gotcha. Gotcha. The F right there. That's Eldrin.
All right.
The chubby one in the kitchen. That's
Martha. Yes, we've
Martha.
met before.
No, you know, yes. So I'll go back to eating whatever meat I stole out of the kitchen. That's my way of introducing. I don't know if Leah's down here yet or not.
No. You guys haven't heard from Leah in like a day and a half.
I feel like Martha would be worried actually, but
Yeah, you guys
Probably.
haven't seen anything from Leah in like a day and a half.
I'll actually ask Eldrin about that because I've not seen her since I've been back in town, so I haven't seen her for longer.
And as
Eldrin,
far
what
as
is- yeah,
I was gonna say, as far as we're aware, we haven't seen her.
yeah,
Correct.
We did, but I don't know her. I'm not aware of it.
definitely didn't see her. Eldrin, where's Leah?
Eldrin actually has seen her. But I mean, we don't know that.
I'm just sitting there, just enjoying my food, as you can see from the picture, as chicken fingers.
Chicken fingers.
Chicken fingers before frying was a thing. That'd be terrible.
So is boiled chicken fingers.
Boiled chicken
Those are-
fingers.
If it's the picture, those are cheese sticks.
I'm cheese sticks. Those are mozzarella sticks, man.
Those are definitely mozzarella sticks. Is that what they call that?
Martha makes them
Whatever
mozzarella
Martha's special is. Jeez. I never did say what her special is, so I just made up one. Mozzarella sticks.
They're just boiled lengths of cheese that somebody threw together somehow.
That's it. Chicken fingers. So, yeah. Draw Max Eldrin if you've seen Leah.
I don't know if Eldrin cares.
Yikes.
Did he say yes?
He said, "Yikes!" I think.
Oh.
Anyway, so I'm just sitting there eating by myself. Is anyone going to come interact with me? Is that
Throm just said he's asking you if you know where Leah is.
Oh yeah. No, saw her about 6 hours ago. Quite a rude one. That one. Barged into my room, trying to act like a young boy, failing miserably.
She
Ever
is
since
an
I didn't have to
oddity.
wait with her. Or she went. Hey, you failed your flipping sleight of hand, or whatever that check was.
It's very
Performance.
sweet.
Around, I'm guessing. She's probably still at the tavern. Unless she disappeared again, which I'm not surprised.
I'm just gonna lean to Throm. Do I need to be worried that the person you're asking about pretended to be a young boy to get close to this person? Or
No, she's weird as fuck. I have to say, she's a strange girl. It's
I hate to talk dirt about people, but she is very odd.
yeah.
I worry about her sometimes.
Oh, and if you ever decide to go outside to look for her, just look for someone about her height wearing a porcelain mask.
right.
Porcelain mask.
So
She's very strange.
I mean, I saw all that, so.
I'm going to say that after he finishes eating, Vernon gets up and he goes to Conrad to ask him something.
Okay.
So yeah, I go up to Conrad and I'm just like, I'm not entirely sure what kind of business you're into, but do you know of anybody who might need who might have any work in the area for a man who's good with a sword?
He's a perfect business for it.
And then,
Sorry, but
and Vernon makes it very clear that he means literally like fighting people with a sword. He grabs his rapier.
So you grab. You just say that and you gesture to your rapier. You grab your rapier.
Yeah, I gesture to the rapier and I'm just like, do you know of anybody anywhere I can find work?
He looks you up and down. I think well, I think I may know a guy. Yeah.
Okay.
Martha just calls out from the kitchen. We aren't taking male prostitutes, dear.
That's not what I'm asking for.
He like looks at you like dead serious and he nods. Like looks right in your eyes and nods.
Preferably something legal and maybe a little simple. I'm doing some other odd jobs around town, but anything to put a bit more gold in my pocket would do.
Well, you can't use your fancy sword there, but if you want to try your hand, you could always try your hand in the fights.
That might be interesting.
A little one-on-one.
Any particular person I should look for about this?
Ah, go see a man. Dalton Rain.
don't.
Duly noted. Thank you.
He nods.
And I probably like take a drink of wine or something for the information. Yeah, I order a cup of wine. Actually, never mind. I don't because I don't have money. Never mind.
Yeah, you don't have any money.
Nope.
Oh my god, you don't have any money. How many days did you pay in advance?
Martha's going to look at this poor man digging through his purse
I'm pretty sure
and
I
just
paid
put
in advance.
So he pours you a glass of wine as you ask for wine, and then you fumble around nervously.
For my coin purse, I'm just like, oh right, I gave all my money to the smith who I'm working for.
Martha just walks over and gives him a look and then puts a silver piece on the counter.
I have a terrible memory, mister. Oh. Why, thank you.
Well, I suppose this one's on the house, I guess. He takes the silver piece back and gives it to you. But next time,
Oh.
try to
I
remember
promise
your purse.
I promise next time I'll come by with some money. I'm working on a interesting little deal with a smith right now for some better armor.
That's what they all say. And he kind of like gives Martha like a look, and like one of like just like the old fuckers that's just like one of the normals that you've seen just like pipes up, "Hey, what about me? Don't I get one?" And he shoots a look back to Martha and then to the guy. Pipe down.
I walk over to him and I hand him the silver piece that was given back to me by Conrad.
It wasn't given to you, it was given back to Martha.
Yeah, it was.
Never mind.
Yeah.
Since we're all sitting at the bar right now, I'll lean forward and go, he was wearing leather armor earlier, I guess.
Yeah, this is
He
nice.
had.
So he
I
stole
don't-
your money and the clothes off your back, dear. That doesn't seem like quite a deal.
I don't know.
I'm wearing better armor now, actually. So.
Granted, for him to be walking around in the better armor, I don't know what kind of deal he made with the blacksmith. Money, armor.
Martha's just on site and asks Conrad, how much is a single bottle of wine?
I didn't order a bottle of wine. I ordered.
I'm not asking you.
Oh, okay.
Earth to Conrad.
One more time, sorry.
How much is a bottle of wine?
That is a good question. I believe I've looked this up several times. I feel like I should put this like on the side. It's come up quite a bit.
I think it's like a couple silver, if I remember correctly.
In-game
Like a bottle. A bottle is, I think it's like five gold or something. For
Five
like a-
gold.
for,
Oh,
for like a
Lord.
bottle. I believe. Hold on.
That seems a little much to be, but to.
A common pitcher of wine is 2 silver pieces. A fine bottle of wine is 10 gold.
Well,
She'll
I
just
don't
set
think I-
2
I don't
silver
think I-
pieces down.
I don't
You can
think I
buy
would
a
If
pay
donkey
anyone
with
asks
that.
for any more, tell them to suck a dick.
Okay. Yeah, he does have fine wine, but he also has like, you know.
Yeah, just the cheapo stuff. They're gang free shit. It isn't supposed to be good shit.
Yeah.
Again,
Mhm.
perfect establishment for that. They may take a little.
Okay. So, yeah, he pulls out a bottle of. Actually, he probably taps. He's got a keg probably of common stuff, and he just fills up a pitcher.
Just give it to your regulars, dear.
So he slides it over to like this just really just a drunkard, like just a straight up like all he does is like sit at the bar all day, like a super lame ass. This is the dude that called out. Well, here you go. And he kind of like sighs.
That's the greatest
What?
description of a person you've ever heard.
Why, thank ya. And he just like he takes it. He's like, "Aye," and like some of the other people behind him are like, "Aye," and he goes around and he shares it, and
Just
everybody
a
just
truck.
starts like laughing and having a good time.
Martha
basically-
smiles and ruffles Conrad's hair.
He's that
We're the
one.
few civils to see everything happy. Everyone happy. I can't talk today. Yeah.
He cracks a smile.
All right, you get back to work, you old fart. I'll get back in the kitchen.
Sounds good to me.
And she heads back in the kitchen to keep. I think she's about done making like a soup or something, which I should
Alright.
probably do an our cook's utensils check for.
He
It's a damn good soup.
He gives you a good love pat as you go back.
She smacks his butt.
There's like that weird, like awkward moment where everybody who's sitting at the bar is kind of like the third wheel, and then it passes. As just like the super old, like weird drunk guy just like goes around and he's offering to like fill up whoever wants some.
Didn't Martha smack Ram on a butt before?
I believe so.
I have no idea.
I don't know.
Probably. Probably.
Probably.
He's just said to Conrad, "Ha! Been there before, my friend." Give him a wink.
He cocks his head and looks back to Martha.
Oh, for Pete's sake, that was one time. Now she's all flustered and blushing and heads back to the kitchen, sort of huffing while she does it.
He laughs. All right. So you guys are just having a good time. Like everybody's kind of like being a goofball. This like you pretty much made like this old drunk's life tonight. So like the place is just going wild.
It's a really sad life.
Yeah, pretty much. So you know, the music's playing loud. Everybody's having a great time. Is there anything like anybody wants to try like their hand at like any gambling or like any other stuff like that for the next like little bit, like half an hour, 45 minutes?
I was gonna say Ryan might want to, but I don't have money. So.
Martha's actually going to, with Conrad's permission, try and busk some cash from these people because they're drunk.
I see your 5 silver pieces, and I will raise you 1 empty shot cup.
Yeah,
Good shot cup
go ahead.
caps
I
is
mean,
that
it's you're a free woman. Do what you want.
All right. And then she just goes to like a corner, grabs her loot, and give me your money.
Oh, like you straight up like have people just throw money at you. Okay.
And
Okay.
I'm pretty sure, but I
So
will
are
double
you-
check with you. They don't know they were charmed. It never says in it that they know they are charmed at the end of it.
Does have to
Wait, my laptop
It
is just
straight
out of
up
battery,
says
so
if a
I'll
target
be,
succeeds at saving throw, the target has no hint that you tried to charm it.
Sorry, my laptop is out of battery, so I will be.
So even if it works, they won't know they were
speaking through
charmed.
it.
Okay, so you wait until like the person who's playing right now. There's kind of like a trio that's playing. You wait till they die down and you kind of like call dibs, and then what do you play?
Probably just an old Celtic tune or something.
All
I
right.
feel like using this.
Something peppy and stuff. To just like get everyone up and dancing and hopefully giving her money.
Okay.
So
as you're doing that, so yeah, everybody's just, it's really like the place is just really feel good. Everybody's having a great time. You get up and you play, and like you just see like a bunch of people are just running to the bar at this point. They're buying drinks. They're like pretty much emptying their pockets like to the bar. Like they're just buying rounds or doing that.
She winks at Conrad.
you make 7 silvers and 20 coppers, and like as people like just kind of like again like throw some money at your feet, and it's a really good time for the next like half an hour, 45 minutes.
I'm trying to decide if I want to ruin this because I have proficiency in drums and no charisma bonus. if we're getting into the partying mood.
Oh yeah, there's people are clapping along, people are singing. It's a grand time.
I don't have a drum on me. I don't know if there's something I can use as a drum.
There's pots and pans.
Everything's a drum.
And I also have a giant tail that I can probably use as a drum. Used to hit the ground as a drum.
Alright, yeah, go ahead and make... You have proficiency, right? So go ahead and make a performance check. If you're
I have...
And then add your proficiency.
Okay. What would it be for having drums, but not like a performance proficiency? Like I have skills with drums, but not the actual skill.
Performance.
Oh.
With proficiency. Because
Alright.
you're using the drums. Like a normal performance you wouldn't, but like with the drums in particular, you do.
Alright, let's see how badly I mess this up. Not too bad.
It's
Alright,
So,
so yeah,
with
You're like-
no actual with no actual drum to be using, I am using basically my feet and my tail in a improv lizard folk form of using drums.
and it
So let's-
actually strangely
basi-
pairs really well with the music because it's kind of like a folky song anyway, and like
It's-
it actually is
was good.
very it's very good. It actually rolls with it very well. People start getting into it. They're trying to like mimic as you're like doing this complex motion and slapping like with your feet and like your tail at the same time. You're doing like
Yeah, I
these
guess
triplets like boom, 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 like, and it just goes really well.
I was gonna say, I guess it is basically a drum dance with the tail added hitting the ground. So,
Right?
I suppose I could try something here to see whether Eldrin is dancing like a pro or break dancing very bad.
Go ahead, make a performance.
nat one.
Okay. It's an okay-ish dance.
Yeah. So, what kind of dance do you do?
Just kind of the norm, nothing too fancy. Like the kind of stuff you see in the tavern. So I don't look like a high class person dancing a ballet or something.
We've got Elven bar dancing. So we've got bardic magic, Elven bar dancing, and lizard folk drum dance.
Yeah. Okay. So you're dancing along again. Like the people are just like out of their seats. Like it's just a good time.
Well, too bad it's not natural 20. Natural 20 could swap someone off your feet and continue them to a dance.
This was the
Once her mantle of inspiration starts to... Oh, never mind. So once Martha's mantle of inspiration starts to fade, she tries to get the other bard in the room to carry on the tune. I mean, even without the magic, the hype is still pretty high, so it should keep going.
Yeah, you can pretty much... The effect lasts for up to an hour. So it lasts for this whole time frame.
So she sort of gets the bard to carry the tune, then she's going to go and find Conrad.
And as this is going on, again, like, people are just rushing the bar at this point. It's great. Like, you can see, like, Conrad is just... It's taking his all. He's like, oh, yeah, and he's just, like, carrying armloads of drink and You see, like, people at this point are like packing in more and more and more. Go ahead and is anyone proficient in perception?
I am.
Anyone
I have
who's
-1.
proficient in perception, make a perception check. Because it's
you wanna
like
s-
really loud in here.
Alright. I was going to ask how passive would affect this. Passive
Okay.
perceptions.
In this case, not really.
Okay, because
It's
I'm up to
fairly high
15
anyway.
now.
So Eldrin, you hear like over this cacophony of noise, you hear like this brief like shattering from upstairs. It sounds like glass breaking.
I just turn my head towards the stairs and just like I just like tap him and like, hey, bro, wanna come with me and check out that noise upstairs? Provided you can hear me.
With my 18, did I hear the crash as well?
No.
Okay.
So I just
Oh,
alert
but-
Rom and just like, there's a crash upstairs. Wanna see what it's about?
What? Yeah. I'll down whatever drink I had in my hand. Sure, let's go. Go.
Alright, up the stairs we go.
Okay, so it begins to die down as, and I don't want to say die down, but as you go up the stairs, you can still hear stuff going on below you, but it's obviously it's dulled. So as you creak up the stairs, you see there's a door about halfway down the hall that's slightly ajar. Throm, you would know, but Eldrin, you would know that was Leah's room.
Well, looks like either Leah has come back or someone's breaking into her. So, what do you bet it is?
So,
I trust them to flip the girl.
Well, I'm hoping Leah has returned to her room. Otherwise, whoever's in there is gonna get a big smacking from me. Why does that sound so weird? Alright. Moving towards the door.
you don't hear any sounds coming from beyond the door.
Here's the thing. Can detect magic detect things behind an obstruction?
Yes. Certain obstructions. There's limits, but
Yeah, just behind the door, you know?
okay. You do it
I'm
right
outside,
now.
I'm trying to use Eldritch Set on inside. I'm just like, is there anything there that's slightly magical?
No, there doesn't appear to be anything magical beyond the door.
Alright, I'll just open the door and just go right in.
Okay.
It's like, hello?
You stumble upon what looks to be a bloodbath. There's like the mattress is like ripped up, like the room is like all kind of like disheveled, and then you just see like streaks of blood going here and there. Some of it's like pooled and congealed on the floor. It looks fresh, and atop like the messy bed is a singular letter. Oh, and you also see Leah's rapier.
Okay, and she is nowhere to be found. Good. So I just say to Drama is like, well, someone's been busy.
And you also notice the glass. The glass is not broken inwards; it's broken outwards. If that makes sense. Like there's not glass littered on the floor. It's been blown out.
Gotcha.
So can I go rush up to the window and just see like if there's anyone running away?
And I'll pick up the lever as he's looking out.
I would say you don't see anybody, just because it took you like a minute, like to react and everything.
Okay. I was like, well, whoever did this is gone now. So, do you want to bring the others up here, or do you want to keep this on the D low?
No. You go get the others. And I'm going to read the letter that was on the bed.
You read the letter. It says, "We know you have the princess. If you want to see Leah again, bring her to us alive." And there's a like a small section of what you presume to be like a simplified map of the city, and just like an area on it is circled. "If we see any guards, we'll slit her throat where she stands."
Bad news or good news, Strong? Because I'm just like looking around and not looking at the letter.
That depends on whether or not you find the little girl to be our friend.
Oh, so in that case, bad news. Okay, great.
Yes.
I'll just go and, alert Conrad and Marfa to this mess before any of the kids come up here.
Go ahead. I want to see if I see anything from the roof. And I want to put the letter down and step out of the window and fly up to the roof and see if I see anything. Or I'll just fly up in general and see if I see anybody that looks like they're carrying anything body-like.
Okay, go ahead and for this, you do have a little bit because you're up in the air, but it's also like thin alleyways.
Yeah.
Are you staying stationary or are you like flying around?
No, I'm gonna. I'm trying to think the best way to. I'm flying around. You know when Superman goes kind of like in the stratosphere and pinpoints to where he's gonna go to his next crime. I don't know if anybody knows that. I'm flying around. That was too specific.
Okay.
I'm just kind of going.
No, it was
I'm
good.
flying.
I got it.
It's only one movie you did that in, but you know what I mean.
Okay. So, you fly around. Go ahead and make a perception check.
Where was she? Yet. It's too far gone.
Okay. Yeah, you don't see anything.
Yeah, I figured. I'll make my way back to the window and climb back in through the window. And grab her sword and tuck it with the other rapier for now, and just wait for everybody else to kind of get back to the room.
So I did tell Marfa about the mess in Leah's room, so I'm not sure how she's gonna react.
So she was singing along, and she had like the biggest smile you had ever seen her with, and you see that she slowly fade,
That's not blood in Leah's room.
and she's like, "God damn it! Can I not have one good day?" She sort of ruffles Conrad's hair, then bends down to tell him basically, "Hey, something happens upstairs. I need to go check on it. Can you hold down the fort here without me?"
Of course. I did it before you were here. I can hold my own. And he kind of like gives you a wink.
Oh, she smooches his head before she heads upstairs.
I'd hate to see you leave, but I love watching you go.
Oh, you tease!
So as I'm leading Marfa down the hallway towards Leah's room, I'm just wondering, like, there is a lot of gold, so brace yourselves.
I've seen my fair share of blood, darling. Oh, Jesus Christ. Or
Sounds
what's
like-
the...
Who's that?
Oh, Raven Queen. I don't know what god there is.
There's lots of gods.
There's every god.
Oh, Mother Bear. Yeah, that's probably good for her.
Sweet mother of Venus.
I'll turn as Martha and Eldrin enter the room. I flew around, but I could not see anything. You got there a little
No,
too
that kind of figures. We kind of took our time getting up here from when we heard the noise. Well,
Martha's gonna read over the letters like a princess. Shit, we can't kidnap a princess.
I know the one he's talking about, whoever this is. She was my bounty earlier. I turned her already. I already turned her into where she belongs, so...
Then
It's not that the question.
She just sort of sits down and puts her face in her hands like, I guess there's nothing we can do. We can't just re-kidnap a princess. And even if we did, how would we weigh which life is more important than the other?
I just look at my friend and say, "Don't worry, I have ways around things."
And risk them both getting killed.
Not to worry. I'm pretty sure the only one that would be risk getting killed would be me.
What do you have in mind, Sorcerer?
I was kind of thinking, oh, how about we trade Leah for me, and then when the guard is let down, I just escape from under their noses with all of my new spells.
I don't think they're going to allow you to swap places. They probably... I don't know.
Martha. Magic, girl, magic. A good thing in
Oh, magic. Oh, right.
I mean, I could do... Okay, out of character. I could do Thunderstep twice. Thunderstep in, Thunderstep out. Whoops! I mean, when they find out I'm a royal myself, well, I think they'll probably want to come after me as well. So, hey, one royal for another.
Can you disguise yourself to look like this princess?
Look, which royal would you rather have in Hands of the Enemy? One that can fight his way out, or one that's just super buff and looks pretty?
I don't think Eldra knows that the princess is super buff. Just say.
This is
Probably what Eldra said.
Well, I guess I could describe to you what she looked like.
Well, I mean, yes, I do have very long hair. Thank you for noticing.
Now, out of character, are we talking about just dressing Eldrin up? Or is he like disguising himself?
Here's the thing, the princess is probably not an elf.
Well, if you have the disguise self spell,
Right, that's what I was asking.
do you have to disguise self spell? Or polymorph? Or...
Well, really, Slatota? Oh my good grief. Slap some makeup on me and then get eaten chip all day. Wow. I mean, maybe you can convince them that you have a better prize than the princess they were after. Martha, you get to do the talking.
It's a
I don't know.
princess.
From what I've seen from the people who chased her, when I was looking for her,
Oh yes, and an elven prince is not exactly more valuable than a princess. Yes.
I can't just hand you to some horrible people and call it a good day. How was
Here's the difference between a princess and me. I have an escape plan. She doesn't.
And what if they don't agree to it? What if they see us without the princess and just immediately slit Leah's throat?
good point, Martha.
Well, I guess we're just gonna have to find someone that has what was it? Disguise self.
We were asking you like 5 times if you had the disguise self spell, and you said nothing.
I don't. I mean, if worst comes to worst, I can just blink in, grab Leah, blink out.
Can you do it before they can slit her throat?
I mean, if I do it fast enough, sure. I mean, how long would it take to cast Thunderstep twice? Thunderstep in and then Thunderstep out again.
6
Enough
seconds.
time to slit the throat.
6
About
seconds
6 seconds.
per cast.
Approximately 6 seconds.
Yeah, probably will take like 6 seconds as a finish.
I hate that I'm always the negative Nancy of this group. But if you have to look at this from a realistic standpoint, we can't just... Even if we did attempt this would just be...
Out of character, if we're talking about this from an initial standpoint, then I could just Thunderstep in, use Fate Presence, hopefully none of them pass, and then whoop.
What's Fate Presence?
Yeah. Fate Presence basically Charm of Frighten for like a few, and like I don't know. Yeah. The creatures that fail to save are all charmed or frightened by you, your choice until the end of your next turn. So, adds me a little bit.
I mean, they're afraid. They're not stunned. They're just afraid of you.
Well, I could just charm them.
I don't think charming can work in this.
I see what you're saying.
How about this? We go. We take our friends downstairs. If they kill you, they kill her. We can bring her back, right? I pat Martha on the shoulder. You can heal her. We slaughter everybody in the room, and then we bring her back, yes?
I just look at them and just said, the last time when we brought Mothra back is thanks to your necklace, which is now, if I may remind you, is powerless.
Well, I mean, that's because she was the only person who could heal. We keep her back, bring Leah to her, and she heals her. After they slit her throat, of course, but I mean.
I can't bring people back from the dead, and if they slit her throat, I don't think...
I mean, we've all had our throats slit once or twice.
No.
We might have to get that princess back. Get the princess back, and I'll just go along with her for the trade, and be like, hey, look,
What?
double.
No. I'm stopping you right there. No.
Maybe we ask really nicely.
No. We are not fucking with a princess, okay? That is a death sentence. And I don't know about you two, but I like being alive. I'm actually finally getting my life up into a place I'm happy with. And call me selfish, but I don't want that to end quite yet.
Would you prefer we leave Leah to die?
I don't want to, but I just don't see any way where she comes out of it alive.
Yeah. I'll go anyway.
Let's see.
Did the note say where to meet them?
Yes, there was like a crude map drawn of the city and like a spot circled on.
From my time, I guess, looking for the princess and flying over the city, did I kind of recognize the spot according to the map in its crudeness?
Yeah, it's kind of like on the eastern side of the city.
Descriptive. Let's see. The eastern. Away from the water or towards the water?
Not on the water, but a little bit back from the water. It's kind of
Not like
like.
the same.
Hold on, let me look at the map here.
Not like the same area where we fought all those guys, or
No,
escaped?
I mean,
it's
I
on
think like
the north
this.
side.
Okay, gotcha.
You fought on like the north side, which was not far outside the walls of the big keep.
Mm-hmm.
And where this is it's like on the east side of town, maybe a quarter mile back from the water ish. There's like a grouping of like houses, and there's a circle around like a clearing in this little enclave of buildings.
Gotcha.
I mean, we could have a demon distraction party. A demon
Remember
distraction
that.
could.
Remember for that one I told you on the components, you have
Yeah,
to
I
have
need
the
to kill someone
vial,
first.
because that's like a very specific and really hard to obtain one.
Unless, Rom just literally goes up to one person, just slices her head off, and drinks the blood for me. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, well, whatever you want to do, however you want to do it. Vial of
I mean, Throm has done it before to, what's her face? Runa? I can't remember that woman's name.
See,
Like
I'm not
that.
the only one.
He
See?
remembered the name.
I think it was Runa. I can't remember for sure.
It was Rena. Rena.
I'm not.
Yeah. Oh, wait, hang on. Killed within the last 24 hours. Oh, look, what's in this room around us?
Did someone die though?
I'm pretty sure they are dead, because look at the amount of blood. I mean, there is a corpse in here, right? Or is it just full of blood?
It's just full of
No one-
blood, and it's like it looks messed up. Like people like flipped like a small desk that was in the corner. They like ruffled up and just like it looks like it's been ransacked, and then there's just fucking blood everywhere. And then like on the bed was like Leah's rapier and a letter that Throm read.
Oh, okay. I mean, besides Thunderstep, I really don't know how else we can get Leah out of there in one piece. And that involves me getting in close in the first place, and I do not know how to react to that.
I just don't think there's anything we can do.
Well, I'm going anyway. I'll pick up a rapier and a letter, and I'll head downstairs.
Wait, Throm, you can't be serious. There's no way they're going to. They're going to be heavily guarded.
Gone.
I mean, here's what I think we can do. Rom can try to fly me in undetected above them, drop me on top of Leah, I touch her, and just Thunderstep away 90 feet. That is a plan that can fall apart in so many ways.
Yeah, with you dying. But Throm's already
But
got
then again, the fun ones are like that.
He's making his way down the steps.
So as you come into it, the music kind of like hits you as you go downstairs. Everybody's still having a grand old time, none the wiser of what's going on upstairs.
Martha's going to take in a big breath, head downstairs, and go to Conrad's room to grab her stuff.
I make my way to La Rota. Listen, friend. I know you did not know me this well, but I have a favor to ask you. And I'll show him the letter.
Yeah, I'll go. A princess. This is. Now, I'm gonna step a bit farther away from where everyone else is. So a princess. We're. This is a fairly big ask.
Yes, it is. We're not going to kidnap the princess. I've already rescued her. She's safe and sound.
Alright. So, next question. Are these the same guys that we shot yesterday?
That'd be my guess.
Alright. So what's the plan? If are there tracks? Like, did you see where they left?
I left a little step that I could not see, but
No, I mean, did you see which way they left from? Like which street they took or anything?
I could not. It was too late.
And which room was it from?
Oh, nod up and shit like that, point to follow me.
Alright. Let me go see. Because we've got two options right now. Just figure out a plan, or I can try to follow.
As the music begins to get louder and louder.
Yeah, so we're heading up.
As you kind of run up the stairs and dies down.
I'm gonna make a perception check to see if I notice this happening.
Yeah, certainly. Yeah, at this point,
Aw.
you yeah, you're none the wiser. You're hanging out and you're having a great time.
I'm gonna miss everything because my character just doesn't. He's fucking blind.
Yeah.
Alright. So when we get
It's
Ah,
amazing
This
how
is
many-
not
I say as I'm leading La Rota up, I'll tap Vernat on the shoulder since he was there to fight these guys with us.
Yes.
Wanna know? Come with me.
Okay. And I just get up and start following them.
So yeah, okay. Yeah. And I'll lead him up to Leah's room.
Okay. You guys
Alright.
walk into a room. Neither one of you know Leah. You just see this room is like all just torn up and there's blood everywhere.
Oh, damn.
Alright, well I guess they probably left through the window.
They did.
So I'll start there. Tracking people's a bit different from tracking animals, but let's see what I can do.
How did I not hear this happening? I'm deaf.
It takes a
So-
while, but Martha soon comes back up after basically telling Conrad, "Hey, honey, you know how you ran off and didn't tell me where I was going? Well, I promise I'll try to be back by tonight, okay? Love you."
He gives you a peck.
I promise I'll try not to die. Okay, here I go.
I would hope
Well,
not.
if Marth went down not too long after Throm and then came back not too long after, she probably came up. I'm halfway out the window. I'm going to see if I can track these guys. It's going to be a bit different from tracking animals, but footprints and blood is footprints and blood.
Go ahead and make an investigation
No.
check.
Would that be survival since I'm tracking?
it's a little bit different in the city. Like survival is like out in the wilderness. I realize it's there's like a boundary there, but this is more investigation than it is survival.
You
Yeah,
gotta turn into the world's most lizardy detective.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out because I'm trying to see if I can find footprints and blood, like I would. But all right, so this probably won't turn too well since I've got a 0 investigation. No.
Yeah, unfortunately, like you're just a little bit out of your element at this point. Like broken glass and analyzing the situation and like it's a lot different than it is in the wild, like tracking and things of that nature. You notice the same things that have been kind of pointed out, that the glass was broken outwards. They probably there's like a slope like right outside the window that could have easily been kind of like scaled down. But besides that, there's no real inklings of where.
We do this one way then.
It's the city's too different. I can't track like this.
And I'm not necessarily a detective either.
I'm here, boys. What I miss?
As far as I can tell, nothing much.
Oh dear.
Our friend here tried to track, but you cannot tell in the city. So we'll have to do this the hard way.
Well, didn't they show where to pick up the princess on the map?
Not where to pick her up, but where to drop her off.
That's what I meant. Sorry.
Oh, yes. I'll show Martha the map.
Well, if we leave soon, then we might show up sooner than they're expecting.
Yes,
What
but
the
do
heck?
any of us know where this is on the map? I mean, I could
I
go
do.
grab Conrad.
I know where it is.
I would say, like, from exploring the city, like, it's fairly obvious. Like, it's a crudely drawn map, but it's still like the description of like the marketplace and stuff. Like, it's labeled to be simple. Like, it gives you a pretty good idea of where you need to go.
Yeah.
I guess this is it then. You're going to all lead me to my death. Oh boy.
You've done it before. It wasn't that bad.
Yes, but I have something to live for now.
Ah. It's the point of being alive if you want to live. And I don't know.
My only suggestion to you is try to keep out of the way and don't let them break my ribs again.
Yes. You stay back, Martha. If Leah's hurt, I'll bring her to you.
All right.
All right.
So, are we just going directly?
Are you
Oh
going
my
out the window or are you going downstairs?
Can we please go down the stairs? I am fat and clumsy.
Oh no,
Remember
Throm?
I'm
my
broke.
God,
I'm
no.
just gonna bust out the window. Rah!
Oh, you guys gonna have to pay for that?
I'm probably
Oh
just gonna.
yeah.
Oh, I am super graceful and I step from the window.
Yeah, I'm probably just gonna climb down through the window instead, following everyone through.
So
We're not just gonna spot.
I
So-
try. I
Oh
try.
gosh, so it's like a team, like starting from Throm, and it just quickly goes downhill. Like Throm and Eldrin are like, and Eldrin does like this super slick move. Martha, you actually don't do bad. Like you catch yourself a little bit, and then you end up kind of like slowly scaling down. But then, Like Zlatota comes off and it's like, oh, he scoots to the side, and then Vernant, you try to do a cool move, like to be flashy like everybody else,
Just,
but
like,
you just slip. Go ahead and roll a d8 for me.
Just
Birdman immediately snaps his neck on the
7.
pavement and dies.
Did I just take 7 points of damage?
You certainly did as you fall.
Oh god!
You fell like a story. Onto the
Fell
cobble,
story face first.
and just
23 hit points now.
and just on the ground, looking up like the world is spinning a little bit, and you still see just like dramatic pose Throm is like flying out, and people are just like silky smooth, like sliding down.
And I just kind of get up and I'm just like,
so far, he's gotten the shit beat out of him by a group of thugs. Then he tried to investigate and ran face first into a group of thugs and just managed to somehow stealth his way out of it. And then he tried to buy wine and was broke. And then he face plants onto the ground. Meanwhile, a full armored dragonborn just lands gracefully in front of him.
Yeah. So we've got fly out, flip out.
I just kind of get up and dust myself off, and I'm just like, I meant to do that.
Yeah. So fly out, flip out.
That's exactly how I wanted that to look.
Oh, it's exactly how I wanted it to look too.
Yeah, so fly out, flip out, parkour out, face plant out.
Also, I
The
had
guy
the
who just
highest
bombs.
acrobatics.
He's done. Vermont, quit flying around. This is not the time. Let's go.
I just kind of get up, and I'm just like, I'm up. I'm up. And I'm following him.
All right. Are you guys trying to be like sneaky or anything like that?
Vernon certainly is. But
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Are you guys all?
Well,
trying
when we
to...
get close to the area, yes, we'll start being sneaky.
So you guys go to like the middle of town or whatever, but once
Never
you start
mind.
getting into the oh my god,
What time of day is it?
at this point it's like evening or whatever. It's like maybe 7:30.
Darker?
Yes.
How is this fat woman so stealthy?
More importantly, how come we got the shit out of the stick here? Oh, good grief.
It's like honestly, Vernant that's like me when I'm a character. I roll like asshole when I play a character, and then it's like
The
rolling
thing
for
is,
creatures like
I-
nat 20 every roll.
I roll okay when it's like just like kind of role play stuff, like in the blacksmith shop, and then on like the stealth roll, like to get away from the bandits. And then when it's actual like plot, like oh we're moving forward in the story, it's like oh face plant, oh you smack your head on the wall trying to look at it, oh you shoot yourself, and I'm just like what? Why?
You're,
Like
you're,
just like the
you're
Once every 12 months, the stars align for like a month of roll good. We just
Yeah, you're-
roll 20s.
you've
Don't
got
worry,
your
guys, as soon as the month is over, it's gonna be all back to shit again when we did the fucking Utsaj bit.
But like, and
yeah,
also
you've got your 25 to party, and then your nothing to follow up.
yeah, I rolled like a 25 just fucking dancing in the tavern, and then now it's like oh you rolled an 8 on like one of the things that you're actually good at.
That's how it be. That's how
All
it
right,
be.
so is everybody going by land, or is like Throm just like flying in the fucking air?
I have a
I'll
feeling
say
if I
to you
try
before
to, I have a feeling if I try to go by rooftops, I'm gonna fucking kill myself. So
I mean, the plan was from fly me in stealthily. I drop on top of the toucher and boop, hop away.
I have to fly stealthily with Eldrin in my arms.
I'm very light.
I know. No, as far as carrying you, they go. That's fine. I can carry a lot. So even flying, my carrying capacity is like I think 240 pounds. So you're fine. But just the stealthy part. Stealthy part, not so good.
Stealthy flight.
Yeah. But we'll see.
All right.
Well, we're not. You can certainly try. Talk the bugs to them.
So
will you?
are you going by ground or are you going by air? And if you're trying
Me
to
and
be
LJ are
stealthy,
going.
roll stealth for Throm.
Not 20.
What?
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yikes.
So clear as day, like E.T. style, just like moon in the backdrop. Throm is just carrying Eldrin like, oh, as he just like, like it just like cuts through the silence of the night.
We're not doing all stealthy, are we? No.
They just hear a helicopter approaching.
Yeah, pretty much.
And me and Martha are just gone in comparison.
Is that a human? Is that a humanoid dragon carrying an elf?
What is that?
Stella.
Go ahead and make a perception check, Throm. Since you guys are in the
Carrot
air.
Eldrin. Can you do that as well?
Can I do it as well since I'm with him?
No, I'm just giving it to Throm.
Okay.
Please gave me a badge.
You suddenly notice you are trembling out of the air.
Nope, you're just flying along. You're looking for the spot. You can see up ahead where there's like a clearing in the buildings. So you guys are now like steadily moving closer to where you need to be. You guys on the ground are moving fairly stealthily, actually, except for Vernant. He's just kind of like he's trying to be sneaky. He's kind of like the little brother that comes along and
I imagine it's like
he's,
Mission Impossible scene, like
yeah, like he's trying to be cool, and you can see Latota's at the front. He's being super sneaky. Like even like Martha is just like crazy, just incognito, and then you just hear from above like this,
and he does like some like super. He does like some super cheesy looking like roll, and then tries to hide behind the building, but he's too tall.
Yeah, you just collide with a trash can, and sorry, and
I love this idea of Vernant just totally fucking sucks at everything. I love it.
so yeah.
Just fucking.
So the closer you get, like this is another one of those parts of town. This is a very kind of like seedy, kind of like not so good area of town. Everything is like pretty run down. You see like there's just a lot of people like in the alleys, just like honestly just like drinking and poor and just like they don't give a fuck. Not very high class, let's put it that way. You can see just a lot of like really hard looking people, like just not good looking people. Quite a few of them you see like kind of eyeball you as you go by. Nobody stops you.
The kind of area that gives Vernon PTSD.
You see a couple of like brutish looking guys that look fairly similar in build.
I'm just kind of nonchalantly walk past them, and I was like, "Oh, hey, that's the person. I'm not going to talk to him."
Okay. So a couple of these tougher, kind of bulky looking guys, a pair of them comes out of an alley and is just like kind of walking behind you guys. Keeping probably like a 15-foot distance behind you guys.
Assuming he hasn't left me in the dust by now, I kind of look to Zlatoda and I'm just like kind of nudging my head backwards like, yeah, there's people following us, and he probably knows, but Vernon's just trying to be useful.
You're following me.
And just to be clear, I'm not near Vernon. I am being stealthy. I am close enough I can see him. I am not close enough they can see me.
Yeah.
I'm just awkwardly standing in the middle of this alleyway, walking, like trying to signal the people that aren't there.
Yeah, Martha is also up probably closer to Latota. They both got really good stealth rolls, so Vernon's like in the back trying to keep up, and now these people are following him, probably assuming he's.
Martha's like hiding in Slatota's shadow or something.
The shadow is out.
There's another
The shadow,
6
shadow.
weeks of summer.
How close are we to the spot? Me and Eldrin.
You're approaching rapidly. You're probably like a couple 100 feet away at this point.
Gotcha.
Or I suppose as close as you want to be, like if you wanted to stay back. But assuming you're not just like staying back, you're like a couple 100 feet away.
Can we see anybody in the clearing?
Go ahead and you guys can both make perception checks.
14, really?
14 has
Yeah,
been a magic number this week, tonight.
You guys see
Yeah.
there's actually there's quite a few guards around. Like I say guards, but like thugs that have heavy crossbows. They're just kind of like looking around. They're like on the rooftops and stuff. You see 6 of them immediately. That are kind of like just around the perimeter of this clearing.
And do we see Leah?
No, you just see like the rooftops. You don't like see like down into the clearing much.
Oh, good. Well.
I yell to Eldrin, do you want to kill the guards first?
No. If we do that, they'll alert the rest. We don't really want to draw attention to ourselves right now.
Okay.
Out of character, maybe I should just go in Obi-Wan Kenobi style. Just, in episode 3, just drops in the middle of everything and says, "Hello there."
Let me know what you want to do. I can drop you.
I can drop you.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, just like go.
These are not the androids you were looking for.
Absolutely.
How far up are you guys?
How far away?
How far up are you guys?
Let's see. Far up enough to try to stay out of the eyes of the guards on the roof.
So about terminal velocity height.
Well, I was gonna say you'd have to be up pretty far to like be out of their, eye range.
Well, I wouldn't be stealthy anyway, so it honestly doesn't matter how high up I am.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Are you like just hovering over like the rooftop line, or are you like way higher, or?
Nah, I'm higher than that. Yeah, no, higher than that.
Okay. So
High enough to not be spotted by the roof guards.
Vernant, so you're kind of like trying the best as you can to keep up.
Hold on.
You notice these.
I actually want to try something.
Okay, hold on. Hold on, just 1 second. So you're trying desperately to keep up. You're not being super stealthy because you're like trying to keep up with these guys. You're like, hey, wait! And you see these 2 like very sketchy guys come out of the the alleyway, and they're just like looking straight ahead, right at you, and they're just following. They're tailing you about 15 feet back.
I just kind of turn around and I look both of them like just dead on, and I just go, I suppose you people don't know who I am. I advise you to back off.
They look
And I
at
put my hand on my rapier.
They look at each other. and they like very nonchalantly both pull out a couple of clubs.
Oh no. No intimidation check, man? Okay.
There's we can do matching intimidation checks if you'd like. One of them kind of steps out like an extra like step and like hits the club in his hand. You know what I mean? Like
I'm gonna make an intimidation check. I kind of doubt
Boy.
they're gonna beat that, but we'll see. If you'll allow it. God damn it! Then I ready my rapier and buckler, I guess.
so you guys see this as there's like a brief pause. There's like just like a quick like almost a pause, and then like continues the motion of like slamming the mace into his hand. And then they slowly like they begin walking towards you. Like they're not running, they're just like slowly walking towards you. Not saying
I'm
anything.
I'm gonna try and stand up to these guys.
Okay.
That's stand up for yourself, buddy.
So Zlatota, you guys are probably about 60 or 70 feet ahead at this point, and you look back and you see this a very emboldened Vernant standing his ground, and you see these two just menacing looking meatheads just like slowly walking towards him. And I think that's where we're gonna end it.
Aww.
Oh boy. Renata sees a light flashing before his eyes.
Better way doing it. I've just been giggling in the background this whole time.
Well, I mean, the thing is that like that is like the most true to character thing that I could actually do. And also, I figure it's kind of his attempt at redemption. If he doesn't get beaten to death.
I got pummeled to death by two thugs just like you in an alley just like this.
Here's the thing. I am hoping that whoever's in the clearing is just one guard with Leah, no one else.
These are not
Yeah,
my
not
beautiful
really.
thugs. These are not their beautiful maces.
Martha was
Same
so
as it
close to
appears.
having a wonderful day. So close.
But it'd be great if we just came to the next session and just fucking Vernon just brutalizes these two dudes in this alleyway and just fucking absolutely slaughters them. And it's like, okay, I guess I don't have to have PTSD anymore.
And then probably gets gunned down by a bunch of roof guards.
Like, hey, two guys are fighting over their crossbows to the neck.
Alright guys, that was a good sesh. You guys can go ahead and level up to 6.
Oh shit.
Level up. Level up. Huh?
Myself
That's
included or no?
Yeah, that was a really good sesh. So go ahead and level
Do I
up
also
to
get to
6.
level up, or is it just the other people?
What?
I had a lot of fun.
Does Leah also get to level up, or is just the other people?
No, everybody gets to level up to 6.
Cool.
It's
And,
gonna be a weird level up.
Yeah. So everybody go ahead, level up to 6, and I suppose I'll see you guys next week.
Yep, yep.
All
It's
right.
gonna be a weird level up because Throm's total